has a new attitude. The Longhorns are focused upon a return to the glory days and a domination of the college gridiron scene. Their quest begins with a spotlight on defense, as the Longhorns are out to hook anything in their path. For now, they're chasing rainbows in paradise, where Coach Bob Wagner's Rainbow Warriors are thinking one thing: a return to their own paradise lost. Coming up next, Texas and Hawaii. From Aloha Stadium in Honolulu, representing the Southwest Conference, the University of Texas Longhorns against the Rainbow Warriors from the University of Hawaii out of the Western Athletic Conference. Hi again, everyone. I'm Dewayne Staats, and welcome to Hawaii as we wrap up a full day of college football. Each team tonight trying to make a move. For the Hawaii team, a move back to respectability, and for the Texas Longhorns, a return to collegiate football's elite. And with that in mind, both coaches know that the opening game is something special. Earlier, we talked with each coach about what his team must accomplish tonight.
We have to protect the passer, because early in the year, if people come blitzing at you, and Hawaii is a blitz team, you have to protect the passer or the offense begins to break down, and we have a passer that needs to have protection and make the plays that he can make.
We're not going to let one guy get in there and get pounded for 8 or 10 snaps in a row. I mean, we hope the drives aren't that long, but if they are, they're going to see some fresh defensive linemen. And hopefully that'll help us early, and more importantly, we hope that helps us late in this game, you know, if it comes down to the wire.
Joined now by Todd Christensen. And Todd, whatever this University of Texas ball club does this year, a young man by the name of James Brown will have a lot to do with it.
Well, he certainly will. Last year, the tail end of the season, he came on, was 4-0 as a starter, including a victory over North Carolina in the Sun Bowl. Check out that unbelievable quarterback rating. Had he thrown the ball 2 more times, that would have led the nation. The expectations for this young man, Dewayne, are completely off the charts.
For the University of Hawaii, the defense trying to stop this Texas offense, and leading the charge, a young man who has some great football bloodlines, George Nonga.
George Nonga is the younger brother of both Al and Nico, who played here at Hawaii and went on to great careers in the NFL. George Nonga and his mates have to buckle up tonight to take on this high-powered Texas offense.
Kirk Herbstreit is the third member of our crew. He'll be on the field tonight, and let's go to Kirk right now.
Well, Dewayne, 2 words will come to mind tonight when the Texas Longhorns have the football. Number 1 is youth, and number 2, speed. The guy that really symbolizes that is true freshman running back Ricky Williams. Tonight, Ricky has a chance to become the first true freshman running back to start in his first collegiate game since Earl Campbell back in 1974. And guys, you think you had a busy summer? Not only did he graduate from high school in June, he went on to play for the Philadelphia Phillies minor league baseball system. Then after that, he goes on to Austin 3 weeks, and tonight he's in the starting lineup.
All right, thanks, Kirk. Tonight, football from Honolulu. The University of Texas ranked 18th against the host University of Hawaii.
At AutoZone, most of our customers.
It is paradise in Hawaii. The University of Texas making this long trip from Austin. They've enjoyed some of the scenery, although they have, for the most part, been all business. 84 degrees, the humidity 59%, the wind out of the east-northeast at 16 miles per hour. So we'll see how that may or may not affect this evening's contest. The Texas head coach, 3 years leading the Texas Longhorns, opening his 4th year coming over from the University of Illinois. And last year, Todd, at the end of the season, started to restore some of the respectability that John Mackovic is looking for out of the Longhorns.
And on the flip side, Bob Wagner is somebody who's trying to reestablish the glory days of 1992. Wasn't it interesting when we were over at Hawaii, Dewayne? To a man who we talked to, they said, we've got to get back to where we were in 92 when they won the WAC with an 11-2 record and won the Holiday Bowl.
The Texas Longhorns won the toss, and they will receive. That's Carlton Oswalt setting to tee it up for the University of Hawaii. He is a 5'10" junior. Also does most of their place kicking as well, both point after and field goal attempts.
Struggled a little bit last year, Dwayne. Only 50% of his kicks. If games come down to being close, he needs to be a little bit better than he was last year. But now they're just hoping that he can pump it out of the end zone and make Texas start at the 20.
Kick returners for the University of Texas. Mike Adams back healthy. They plan on Adams being a significant part of this University of Texas offense, and Wayne McGarity back there as well. And the kickoff deep into the right side. Adams across the 20, close to the 30, and stopped around the 28-yard line. James Brown set to take the realm. The University of Texas. His backs, Sean Mitchell, an interesting story about him. We'll get into that as the evening progresses. Ricky Williams, the freshman, so impressive.
And of course, Dan Neal is the one who a lot of people made reference to as the true leader of the offense, not necessarily quarterback James Brown.
First play from scrimmage. And to give to Mitchell, who gets outside. They love that speed. And he turns the corner and is knocked out of bounds just over the 48-yard line.
This just goes to show the power of the front line of Texas. Take a look at the left of your screen. He's going to get stood up. Where's the support from the secondary? He stopped, he stopped, he stopped. Now he cuts to the outside. This is a poor job of pursuit by the Rainbow secondary in enabling Sean to get a big gain near midfield.
So Mitchell gives Texas a first down on the very first play from scrimmage. James Brown to the line. Shy of the 49-yard line, and he is back to pass, looking to the right side, and he has Adams over there. Adams down to the 30, to the 20, and knocked out of bounds just short of the 10-yard line. Adams, who has been injured, they're expecting so much from him, and a combination of Brown to Adams for another big game.
Well, Hawaii comes with 5 rushers, and Alfred Hunter is out there in man-for-man situation with Adams. He just pivots the other way, falls down. Difficult situation to deal with Adams man-for-man. A near All-American 2 years ago. A knee injury put him out last season. He is somebody they're counting on for some big numbers this year.
Brown this time, a toss to the left side. Mitchell trying to go around the corner, fumbles the ball. A pile up just short of the sideline.
You saw the line judge come over when he threw his hands up to say second down. The reason is because, yes, the ball was recovered, but his feet were out of bounds. Take a look here to the end of the play. Watch, Mitchell's going to have the ball, and when he fumbles, take a look at where the recovery is made and where the feet are. There's the ball. It's a fumble. It's still in bounds. Now look where the feet are. He's out of bounds right there. His knee is on the chalk. Take a look at the ball again. Hunter's going to come over for the recovery. Take a look where his feet and knees are. Clearly out of bounds. Excellent job by the official.
So Texas hangs on inside the 5. Second down for the Longhorns. And a mix-up. Ricky Williams finding early interference and is stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, that falls under the heading of a rookie mistake. John Elmore is pulling on this situation. He's the one basically that knocks him down. Unfortunate for Williams. He's got to keep his head up and see the hole.
So it'll be third down Texas. Ball placed just outside the 5. Around the 6-foot sophomore quarterback. He's rolling to the right side, looking, and an incomplete pass. The pass intended for the tight end, Steve Bradley. Well, Texas, after 2 big moves to start this series, a problem inside the 10.
Steve Bradley only caught 10 balls. Absolutely fabulous fake on the part of Bradley. There's no excuse for that. That should be caught. That should have been a touchdown. James Brown did everything but serve it to him on a platter. Bradley wants to catch more than the 10 balls he did last year. He's got to come up with those.
And Phil Dawson, sophomore, in to attempt the field goal. Texas trying to get on the board in their first possession and to salvage the field goal. The kick is up, and it is good. So Texas takes an early lead. A field goal kicked by Phil Dawson. Timeout on the field. Texas 3, Hawaii nothing.
James Brown may not be an option quarterback by trade, but he has a tremendous sleight of hand. Watch all the green shirts go to your left. Wide open is number 89 Bradley, and it just goes through his hands. Absolutely no excuse, and quite frankly, Dwayne, I'd have to say that after I would have to say that after a 41-yard pass, a 20-yard run, getting all the way down there, a field goal, moral victory for the Hawaii team.
No question about that. Texas settling for the 22-yard field goal from Phil Dawson. 6 plays, just 2 minutes and 2 seconds. The deep man, Matt Harding for Hawaii. And he's back there with Gerald Lacey.
400 yards away from the all-time Hawaii record. They say that he's the fastest man on the team. He's the one that they look for. Big plays. Career average per catch of really 28. The deal is getting him the ball.
And Dawson with the kick. A little short. Bobbled. And now picked up outside the 20, where
now this is interesting.
Hawaii will start.
Actually, they're going to stop it there at the 21, and I believe the reason for that is that someone called for a fair catch, and so it can't be advanced.
So Hawaii will take over. Glenn Freitas, the quarterback. And the big man in the backfield, Tupu Alualu.
In the Hawaii offensive line, Joe Wong, 6'6", 300 pounds. That's what they need. They need some big people up front to bang on this bigger Texas defense.
Freitas, the junior. They're looking for improved throwing. Not much yardage there, if any. On the give, it's about to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Well, don't forget that the Texas defense is a group, they're used to the option. These are the people along with A&M that invented the wishbone. So a lot of the misdirection, the option plays of Hawaii are not going to fool this Longhorn club.
Again, Freitas takes his team to the line of scrimmage. They utilized 4 quarterbacks last year. Freitas, after the play action fake up the middle, takes the ball outside, and a flag on the play.
Looks like a face mask.
Freitas brought down close to the 27-yard line where the flag was thrown. It is exactly that, a face mask call against Texas.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask, 15-yard penalty against the defense, tacked onto the end of the run, first down.
Dangerous situation. Here's Freitas right there, and from the back, I believe that's Akins who actually tugs on it. Excuse me, that was Chris Carter, the free safety, who came up, got a piece of it. That very dangerous play.
The penalty tacked on to the yardage gain. 1st and 10 from the 42. Hawaii in its own territory. They give up the middle this time to Alulu. And he is stopped around the 45-yard line, a pickup of 3. The Texas defense. There's some size across the front line right there.
And look out for Tony Brackens. He is definitely their pro prospect. Robert Reed, coming off an injury, provides some speed on the outside and some cover ability. And in the secondary, Bryant Westbrook, someone who told us, look for me, I can hit and cover.
2nd and 6, the ball placed on the 46-yard line. Freitas, a long count, keeps the ball around the right side and is tripped up just as he crossed the 50-yard line. The stop made by Brackens.
Now here's the thing, everybody, this is a great thing for Hawaii to get the first down, but take a look at the speed on Tony Brackens coming from the backside. The option is the other way, and he even gets a bit of a false start. Look at the speed of number 98. somebody who is timed between 4.6 and 4.7. You know what, Dwayne, I got to tell you, every time I hear those 40 times, I say, yeah, right. I'm not so sure in the case of Brackens. You saw the numbers that he had up, the ones that are impressive right there, 30 quarterback pressures, amazing in just 11 games.
So first down for Hawaii. This time a broken tackle and down close to the 40-yard line.
Another situation where he gets caught behind the offensive line and the run support from the secondary just isn't there. Straight up the middle to Alu. Stuck right there. They can't get him. Nobody's paying attention. The secondary comes up a little bit too late to make the play. And once again, there's Brackens.
Second down, 3 yards to go. Freitas again. A long count. In trouble here and hit in just as he approached the line of scrimmage. Took a little bit too much time.
Misdirection didn't fool Trey Thomas at all. You saw the drop step from the quarterback going in the other direction. Spun around, had a blocker out front, but Thomas at 6'2", 210 pounds was not going to have any of it.
Wins another 4 yards, third down play. Loneski and Ornelas, the slot backs. Alu, the big man back there, and Freitas coughs up the football, and the preliminary indication of recovery by Texas around the 39-yard line.
And once again, Dwayne, it was Tony Brackens is the man that makes the play. Normally when you have the option, you leave alone the defensive end on the other side because you know he can't run that well. But Brackens from the backside, take a look. They leave him alone. No, there's no way he can get there. He's 6'4", 250. He's not fast enough. Look at him come over the top, split Freitas from the ball, and create the turnover for the Texas Longhorns. Look at him coming right in the middle of your screen. That's just amazing speed for a man of that size.
Turnover is a major problem last year for Hawaii, and they've committed one here this time. Giving the ball back to Texas. Brown back to pass, looking to the right side, and it is incomplete, just across midfield.
I tell you what, I really think that the defensive backs for the Hawaii were able to talk him into that. Adams didn't agree at all. Even Brown was saying he thought that the ball was good. But sometimes if everybody at once waves their arms, the official, if he's uncertain, will go, okay, you're right.
Well, we've seen Browns and Adams already. There's been so much talk about that combination, really outside of in practice. They have, before today's game, never played together.
Doesn't look like it now, though, does it?
Not at all. To Mitchell, looking for room across the 40-yard line. Sean Mitchell, out of Austin, went to high school at LBJ, and really never thought of himself as a collegiate football prospect until about the middle of his high school career. He was a defensive back in high school, and as a senior moved to running back and caught the attention of a lot of people. Texas leading 3-0. James Brown back to pass and over the middle. He has a receiver. That's Quentin Wallace. Stopped at the 44-yard line.
Robert Crenshaw up to make the tackle quickly. Holding against Texas. My guess here is that Hawaii is going to decline it. Only a 3-yard gain on the play. Good support on the part of Crenshaw.
Texas, the first time out.
Offense,
after taking the
holding,
opening.
10-yard penalty. That is declined. Fourth down.
Now here's an interesting situation, Dwayne. You might say to yourself, well, yeah, okay, why don't we move it back to, say, the 28-yard line, give ourselves a chance at getting some better field position. The gentleman you just mentioned, Michael Adams, that's the reason why they declined the penalty. They don't want to take another shot at giving Texas a chance at a big play.
So Texas to punt the football away. From the 35. Taken at the 22-yard line. And wrestled to the ground. Another flag at the 27. Ornelas on the return. Lots of flags here in the opening minutes of this first game of the year.
Well, especially on special teams. You can try all you want to simulate special teams during practice, but until you have the full pads on and do it, it just doesn't work. And I think that's one of the reasons why right now we're having all the miscues that we have.
33-yard punt and a 6-yard return. And the penalty marked off against Hawaii. So Hawaii will take over, trailing 3-0 with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. p.m. Eastern.
So how much of a difference is it going to make to the Astros to have Bagwell back?
A lot of difference. There's no question about that. A 3-0 game here in Texas. Freitas in the ball, mishandled. On the exchange, a poor exchange, and another turnover. Hawaii last year charged with 40 turnovers, and that was one of the areas they had so hoped to improve upon. Second fumble of this game.
Well, certainly this falls under the heading of not what the doctor ordered, what Hawaii needed. They needed to at least get a first down and punt out of bad territory. There's the straight ahead handoff. Good stick there on the part of Tyson King, who comes in from his inside backer spot. Brackens is scrambling for the ball. It popped loose again, and we can't quite see who ended up with the ball. There are an awful lot of white shirts, and now that's 2 turnovers for Hawaii. And that's basically what they averaged last year. As you mentioned, 40 turnovers, 20 interceptions, 20 fumbles.
James Brown cutting back after sweeping to the right side, improvising now, and is thrown down at the 15-yard line. Finally chasing him down.
Punaho'aina made a great play. If he's able to get past him, he might go the distance. He reverses his field, but Aina would have none of it.
Aina in at the rover position for the Hawaii ball club.
Well, this is a planned run all the way. You can see right there, even his receivers aren't looking back. Now he cuts back against the grain. You can see basically there's only one more shirt left, and he probably could have juked him. But Aina does a great job of stopping him in his tracks for a loss of 3.
Ball back at the 15. Second down, 13. Again, this time to Mitchell outside, cutting in, and he's going to go in for the touchdown. Flags on the play.
It's going to come back. Ricky Williams with a freshman mistake. Freshman mistake. He absolutely grabbed onto the linebacker on the outside. One of the things you have to know is where you are on the field. Without the block by number 11, he'd have gone into the end zone anyway.
We have seen glimpses of Mitchell's speed, particularly outside, and that's an element of the game that Texas has been looking for. Something they
Illegal
not
block
had
in the
recently.
back above the waist during the run on the offense. 10 yards. Repeat second down.
Now take a look here. Number 11 just pushes him in the back. You know what? That's kind of a tough call if for no other reason than both people are moving. That might be a little bit ticky-tack. I think I might have been presumptuous in being critical of Williams there. 6 foot, 250 pounds. I was down in the field. Let me tell you, his thighs are 215. He's got to be a little bit bigger than that.
Brown takes him back to the line. Bradley in motion. Brown to pass. And a bump at the 7-yard line, and we have a penalty there.
Oh, that's a good call. That's a good call. Alfred Hunter was just a little bit too quick there. They had the slant route. The Hawaii defensive backs are giving him way too much room, and this time Brown decided he wanted to take advantage of it with a fairly deep slant. Hunter couldn't react in time to get to the ball, but he did get to the man first. Good call by the official.
Wallace, the intended receiver. Brown, after the pass, hit hard.
Well, take a look at this. For a 3-step drop, he really took a shot. Look at that from the backside. Usually with a 3-step drop, you can get rid of the ball quickly and not take that kind of punishment. But Danny Katoa comes from the backside and gives him a case of whiplash.
Texas first down on the 7. Brown with a give to Mitchell, looking for room, and caught at the line of scrimmage.
Well, Agent Hart Ellis is the one who came up and made the play. Remember earlier in their first drive, I commented to the fact that they were not doing a very good job of coming up and run support. This time, Ellis came up, shook off the blocker, did a nice job on Mitchell, now forcing what appears to be a passing down.
Ellis at the strong safety, former Rover on the defensive unit, back in the secondary now. Brown, second down for Texas. And to give this time and through Ricky Williams. Williams through the right side and into the end zone from 7 yards out.
Well, Williams gets the touchdown, but let's give credit to Dan Neal and Dominic Bustamante. The right side of the offensive line just absolutely punishes Hawaii. Look at the gap that Williams has. Basically, he's only touched by one rainbow as he marches into the end zone, virtually untouched. Take a look at the bodies. Look at the white shirts. Look at the shot by Neal pulling out for him, absolutely crushing Kubiyama.
Well, it's 9-0, and Dawson is in to attempt the point after touchdown. Snap is down, and the kick is good. So the Texas Longhorns take a 10-0 lead early on the 7-yard run by Ricky Williams. Four left in the first quarter. Texas leading 10-0. Let's go to Kirk Herbstreit.
Well, Dwayne, joining me right now, John Walton, Secretary of the Navy. And Mr. Secretary, big weekend this weekend. VJ Day, obviously, the 50th anniversary of the end of the World War II. How's your weekend been going?
Well, it's been great. We're here to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the VJ Day and to say thank you to the veterans who gave so much and sacrificed for our country so we can enjoy the kind of freedom and liberty and festivities like we're having right here at this ball game. But it's been a very memorable occasion, and it's been a real treat for me as Secretary of the Navy to say thank you to these veterans and pay tribute to them, and also to thank the young men and women who are part of our Navy and Marine Corps today. And there's a great opportunity for men and women to come into the service today and serve their country and start their careers. So for high school graduates that are out there thinking about what they might want to do, the Navy and Marine Corps is a good place to be.
Okay, I know you got a little Texas background. Who are you pulling for tonight?
I'm pulling for those Horns. I mean, I think it's going to be a good year for Texas, and I'm hopeful they'll get started the right way tonight. And so far, they're off to a good start.
Okay, back up to you, Dwayne.
Phil Dawson set to kick off with Texas leading 10-0. Harding and Lacey deep for Hawaii.
Fair catch.
The kick short at the 33.
You know, we were talking earlier about Matt Harding. Evidently, Texas has a lot of respect for his ability to bring it back. But I'm surprised that if for no other reason, 33 is actually a pretty good place to start. And so I don't understand that if for no other reason than that. You're also telling your special teams coverage people, we don't have that much confidence in you. And with a 10-0 lead, I think they should kick a beat.
First and 10 at their own 33-yard line. The Rainbow Warriors of Hawaii, led by Glenn Freitas. Alualu is running back. Freitas back to pass, looking to the right side, and has a man at the 38-yard line. Eddie Kloneski, coming up with a reception.
This is one of the things that they're going to have to do now. It's clear that the option game is not going to defeat Texas. They're going to have to go with some shorter passes. First of all, that's a good throw for Freitas to get his confidence. Coach Wagner told us that while he does not have the arm strength, he does have some accuracy. Hence the reason why they're trying to incorporate some of the West Coast offense into their arsenal.
He's looking at second down across the 39-yard line. They need the 43 for a first down. Alualu just across the 40 on the carry.
Did you see Brackens got right in Freitas' face? And of course, it's up to Freitas to decide what he wants to do. He can either hand off or pitch or bring it out again. He saw Brackens in his face, goes, okay, here.
Self-preservation at work right there.
He just said, Alu, it's up to you, man. I want no part of 98.
So it's a third down.
Notice now what they're doing, too. They're flopping him on both sides. You remember last series, he was on the right side of the defense. Now he's on the left side. They do not want to give Hawaii the opportunity to pinpoint where he is and double team him.
And the keep by Freitas as he gets close to first down yardage. after play action fake to Alualu.
Well, this is a tough gig for the quarterback, Freitas, if he's going to make a living this way. Look at that once again. He sees Brackens the outside and says, forget it. I'm not running outside. I'm going to cut inside. He did. I was going to say, Dwayne, he did get the first down, but if that's the way it's going to be, he's going to have to spend a lot of time in the tub tomorrow.
Carter on the stop, and Brackens right in there again. 1st and 10 from the 44. Freitas with the one running back and 2 slot backs, and they give to Alualu. Stopped around the 48-yard line this time on the carry. He averaged 4.9 yards per carry last year in 6 games started.
I think that's very impressive if you figure that as the fullback, basically his plays are all between the tackle. He's not afforded the luxury of traps or sweeps or some of the things that the other running backs do. So for a fullback to have nearly 5 yards per carry, that's outstanding.
Pick up a 4 on the first carry, 2nd and 6. 2 wide receivers to the left side. And Freitas caught back at the 45-yard line. And there's the man. Brackens again.
What a surprise. You know, one of the things that happens, I got to tell you, one of the things that happens, Dwayne, is you try to simulate what the other people are going to do. I don't know how they could let that man go. In that case, it was Joe Wong. Just let Brackens go. You can do all you can in terms of putting people up and say, hey, play the role of Tony Brackens during the week on defense. But that just doesn't work. You can't simulate this kind of strength and speed.
3rd and 9 for Hawaii. On their own 45. Freitas looking to pass. A wobbly pass. It is underthrown on the far side. So Freitas looking for 1st down yardage. Underthrew his man, and Hawaii looks at 4th and 9 from the 45.
All sorts of pressure was on George Freitas. He basically only took a 5-step drop and still got creamed. That's the reason why the ball was so high. Just didn't have the time to scout out the receiver, even if he was open.
So punting situation. Agbayani back to do the punting. It away from the 35-yard line. A wobbly kick. Takes a bounce in favor of Hawaii inside the 25 down to about the 22-23-yard line, where Texas will take over with the Texas Longhorns leading in this game 10-0.
And we're looking right there at George Nonga. He's going to have to come up with a big player, one of his mates is, because here's a difficult situation for Hawaii. The momentum all seems to be with Texas, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that they've got bigger people. Take a look at the difference. Texas, basically their smallest guy, that's the tight end, 240 pounds. Other than that, their interior 5 averages right around 287 pounds. On the other side, the biggest player for Hawaii is only 270. That's definitely a mismatch that favors Texas.
James Brown. Pass on 1st and 10. Incomplete. The pass intended for Quentin Wallace on the left side.
Looked out the corner of his eye and started to run before he had it. Alfred Hunter did a good job in coverage, but certainly that was a catchable ball.
So 2nd and 10.
James Brown has to be a little bit frustrated. The drop touchdown pass by his tight end Bradley. Drop ball there. The ball that he threw to Adams, it looked, to me anyway, as if it was caught.
Give to the freshman Ricky Williams, who tries to take it to the right side and is stopped short of the 30-yard line.
That's his 3rd carry for about 12 yards. I think that John Makovic wanted to take his time with this youngster. Standard draw play. Williams gets the ball, cuts right. Not a bad block there by Mitchell to free him up to get the 5 yards. But everybody talks about the fact that this is the first true freshman starter at running back since Earl Campbell. I think that some of the Texas fans anticipated that he was going to get his 20-25 carries. No. That's not the case. They're going to incorporate him into a balanced offense.
3rd down, 5 yards to go. To give to Mitchell, who swings to the left side. He has running room into Hawaii territory and pushed out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Mitchell, for the third time tonight, has shown some outside quickness, taking advantage of some key blocking.
Michael Adams is a great wide receiver, but here he's going to come in motion and make an outstanding block. Watch, you just saw him flash in the inside of your screen. He knocks out the strong safety, and so the pulling guard basically only has to get one guy. And that leaves Hunter coming from across the field just to push him out of bounds. Even though you didn't get a chance to see it, it was Adams who cleared the way for him, number 83. Great job by the wide receiver who everybody knows can catch the ball. Now on this particular play, he proved he can block too.
McGarity into the ball game. Mitchell a breather after that run. Brown play action, back to pass at the 20-yard line, and he has a completion. A completion to Matt Davis. He'll place the ball at the 19.
Yep. He would fall under the heading of the possession receiver. Take a look at the time that James Brown has as a result of the play action fake. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Plenty of time to enable the deep crossing route on the part of Davis. 6'5", 215 pounds, stretches out, makes a nice catch.
Well, first down, 19-yard line. In Hawaii territory, Texas already with a 10-0 lead. And to give this time, it's the freshman Williams once more. Caught as he approached the 17-yard line and hit hard.
This has got to do something for Williams' confidence, though. His second run as a collegiate is a touchdown. Now the whacks that he takes. This isn't the sort of thing that happened at San Diego. This is kind of a wake-up call for him, because I'm thinking that after the touchdown, I know as a freshman I started, got a touchdown. I thought, hey, there's nothing to this college football thing. Whacks like that will humble you.
His high school numbers.
Just like mine.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, right.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Second down facing Texas. They're looking at 8 yards. And a pass just short of the goal line. Did he get in? He is. Touchdown. A touchdown. That's Adams. Mike Adams. Well, the preseason word that he would be a favorite receiver for James Brown, and we're seeing that tonight.
Well, look at the respect they have for him. Look at how far off they are on the slant, and the reason for that is they came with an all-out blitz. Adams does a great job here of putting his body between himself and the defender. In this case, Doe Henderson just didn't have any chance. Look at the composure on the part of Brown, knowing that the people are coming, knowing that he's going to get whacked by Tufono, still able to come up with a dart.
The point after by Phil Dawson is good. So the Texas Longhorns have jumped to a 17-0 first quarter lead with 1 minute and 13 seconds left. Dawson in on another point after touchdown.
One of the things about this is that you made reference to it earlier. They want to be the collegiate version of Young and Rice, to have that unspoken rapport. You notice that when he saw the blitz, Brown looked left, looked to Adams as his saving grace. Adams does an outstanding job of shielding the defender. Brown puts it right on the money. That's the sort of thing that in a lot of cases you just can't coach. You sit there and you talk about it and you draw it up. But that's the sort of thing that athletes make plays on instinct. And in that case, great job on the part of both Brown and Adams.
Adams had missed so much time because of knee injuries. When he played, he averaged 17 yards per reception.
Well, here's the thing about Adams is that he, as you mentioned, missed the knee surgery caused him to miss the '94 season. He comes back, and you know, when we were sitting there chatting with him, I asked him, I said, people talk about that you could be the best receiver in the nation. What do you think of that? And he goes, oh, no. Well, maybe the top three. Well, wait a minute. If we had all three together, I'll tell you what I'd say to the other two. And I said, wow. All of a sudden, he just went from being, oh, no big deal. And all of a sudden, in the midst of that, he got a little braggadocio back and said, yeah, man, I'll take my chances against the others.
Well, you got to have that confidence, and he's got that in a little to spare.
Well, I remember because I had mentioned who the consensus pick is, or the so-called experts, Keyshawn Johnson of USC. When I mentioned that name, he goes, what? Nah.
This kickoff taken at the 23-yard line by Gerald Lacey, stacked at the 32. So the Hawaii team with the ball 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Once again, I don't understand the pooch kick. You know, you're up 17-0. Give your cover people some confidence. Let them fly downfield and make a hit. I know Harding's a good player, but you're up 17-0. Give it a shot.
And Lacey is 2nd deep on kickoff returns. Brandon Kennedy generally back there, but he had some eligibility problems. Now Freitas with his team down 17-0 early. And the give right up the middle for a pickup of 2, maybe 3. The ball stopped short of the 35-yard line.
Somebody who's sucking some wind right now has to be the defense for Hawaii. It's imperative here that Freitas and the offense of the Rainbows gets a first down or 2, because on a humid night like this, 84 degrees, defense can get tired in a hurry. It's not to their benefit right here to go 3 downs and out again.
2nd down and 7, a pickup of 3 by Alualu. Again in there at the fullback position. Well, that's tough yardage. Alualu trying to stretch himself out across the 40. We're going to place the ball right on the 40-yard line.
Here's a chance where if Freitas happens to look up at the clock, or if Coach Wagner sees this, to say, hey, just let the thing run out, come over, and we'll talk about it on 3rd down, go in the other direction. Because we do need to talk about it. We very much need to get this 3rd down.
They'll have 3rd and 2 with the ball on their own 40 as time will expire. The first quarter is over. The Texas Longhorns have taken an early lead. It's a 17-0 ball game. In the shadow of Aloha Stadium, the Arizona Memorial, today site of presidential ceremonies commemorating the end of World War II. It started there December 7th of 1941 and ended September 2nd, 1945.
Dwayne, I'm always reminded of something that George Washington said after Cornwallis surrendered to Congress. He said that this liberty will look easy by and by when no one has to die for it. We owe a debt of gratitude to those gentlemen.
50 years today. Freitas to the line of scrimmage, and a give to his fullback Alualu at the line of scrimmage, fighting for every inch he can get against the Texas defense.
Well, that was a little bit predictable, and I think a lot of that too is because of the fact that I think Freitas is a little bit banged up and is unsure of himself option-wise. And I don't know if I should be surprised or not that they ought not to go for it on 4th down. But again, as I mentioned earlier, that defense is very tired. They're asking a lot of these people.
Agbayani, Brendan Agbayani, the freshman, back to do the punting. Longhorns leading 17-0. Adams deep. He just got it away. And it bounces at the 37, but takes a big bounce for Hawaii. And is touched around the 20-yard line. 22-yard line.
That's frustration on the part of Matt Harding. I mean, that's just foolish. The thing could have rolled another 5 or 8 yards, but instead he bangs it as if nobody is going to see it. Take a look at the bounce here and watch Matt Harding just punch it going forward. Kind of foolish there because they could have had another 8 yards of field position.
University of Texas leading 17-0 with just over 14 minutes to play in the first half of this one. They have dominated, as you might anticipate, their total yards 158.
So 4-to-1 ratio, that's your idea of domination. I'd say so.
Brown with a swing to the right side. That's Adams. Still going at the 40, 45, and out of bounds just as he crossed the 50-yard line.
Let's give John Makovic some credit here as well as the athletes. It could have been easy right here to be up 17-0 and just run the ball. Instead, they go with the flanker screen. Watch the left of your screen. Fake pitch, gets the defense going in that direction. That's a great block out front there. Breaks the tackle of Hunter and shows why he is the potential All-American. 28-yard gain, and there's the block out front, as I mentioned, by Quentin Wallace, the man who had dropped the pass earlier. He's the one that enables Adams to get the extra yard.
Another reception, putting the ball at the 50-yard line. Brown rolling to the right side. He'll keep it. 45 and out of bounds.
Now, let me tell you something right here with regards to this rollout. Here's the reason why, as a tight end, I'm telling you from experience, why you don't drop passes. The misdirection by Brown, Bradley was wide open downfield. He didn't want to throw him the ball because of the fact that he dropped the ball earlier. He'd have had about a 12-yard gain. Instead, Brown pulls the ball down and says, no, I'm not going to. I'm going to run with it.
He settles for the pickup of 5. 2nd and 5 for Texas on the Hawaii 45-yard line. There's a pitch back to Mitchell. Flag at the 45-yard line. Mitchell tripped up at the 40 and falls forward to about the 38-yard line.
Well, for somebody who said he didn't think he belonged in college football, his first quarter was pretty decent. 6 carries for 67 yards. Of course, this one's more than likely going to come back. Now, see, the way the line is blocking, if I'm Sean Mitchell right now as he runs off the field, I don't want to show any kind of gimp at all. I want to say, Coach, I'm fine, because the offensive line is really moving back. I'm okay. Don't worry about it. Just sub for the one play. I'll be back.
Especially the way.
1 second prior to the snap. Replay, 2nd down.
Especially the way it required for him to get to Texas. He had to earn his way back. His junior college numbers at Glenn Junior College.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was just in 8 or 9 games, Dwayne. That wasn't like a 15-game season where he got all those numbers.
It's a 2nd and 10. Brown being pursued, scrambling, and throws it away out of bounds. He had a couple receivers in the neighborhood. It's incomplete.
Well, this is a great job and shows a lot of poise on the part of Brown, and you usually don't see that when you're a sophomore. Watch him get the feel of Shaw on the blitz from the backside. He just feels it right there. He just feels it, sees it out of the corner of his eye right there. He says, no, I'm not going to take a 10-yard loss. I'm going to throw it in the vicinity. We're going to come back to go another day. So instead of having it 3rd and 22, it's 3rd down and a very makeable 10 yards.
From the shotgun. Brown. Scrambling, looking, and he has a man. That's Williams at the 30, down to the 20, headed toward the corner, and just out of bounds, short of the goal line.
This is what the mobile quarterback does for you. Punahou Aina had great coverage on Williams, but as soon as that man Brown starts to move around, he's got to make a decision. Am I going to come up and support the run, or am I going to stay back and cover the man? Watch the left of your screen. As soon as he breaks contain, you see Williams, little dumpy route. Ina's got him in coverage. Now he steps up. It's too late. He had him man for man. He lets him go. And this is the resilience of youth. Doesn't care about his body. I want a touchdown. Oh, just missed it.
A pickup of 48 down to the 2. 1st and goal for Texas. And the give to Wilson. A stack up near the goal line, and he is over. Wilson, who really was the veteran of the running back corps coming into this year, and saw Sean Mitchell push him out of a starting spot, scores the touchdown.
Well, if that had been Sean Mitchell, as we mentioned earlier, I know he's probably got a little bit of a cramp. That's what we saw on the sidelines, the trainer rubbing his leg. That gave Wilson a chance to come in and get a touchdown on his stat ledger.
So the Longhorns continue to roll. It's 23-0. Dawson to attempt the point after. And it is good. 3 for 3 tonight. That's 45 straight point after touchdowns converted. Texas 24, Hawaii nothing from Aloha Stadium.
Backs to it, and it says 11:45, and then sharp on the back.
Sure.
I'm looking at you like, hey, that was pretty clever.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's a pretty good stick. It was. Yeah. I had to admit, that was pretty good.
Well, you get in there early.
Yeah, that's right. Get that extra
get in there 15 minutes early and stay.
That's it.
Mike Adams already a big night. He was the team MVP as a sophomore before the injuries settled in.
He's one of those people that, you know what, I'm reminded of this because I've seen it before. You look at guys in uniforms, they just look like they're athletes. That's Adams. He just looks like he's a ball player.
What happened over there?
Texas with a 17-point first quarter. The touchdown in the second quarter, leading 24-0. The kickoff by Dawson into the end zone and out. Harding had trouble. He tried to field that one.
But now it's 24-0. Now they kick it deep. Wow. Way to be bold.
Well, you have to be unpredictable.
I guess.
That's the key to success.
All right. All right.
Let's help you.
This guy was, you know what, I got to tell you something in regards to Harding. When we chatted with him, boy, very loquacious. The guy's got a career in broadcasting. Said all the right things.
And he was around as a freshman on that 92 team, so he'd love to win a few games. He knows what that feels like. Down by a lot early. Freitas wants to pass and has a man. The reception by Jason Monet. He'll place the ball in the neighborhood of the 35-yard line.
Gutsy catch. Freitas' slant route. Those are the kind of balls that you're supposed to drill, but he floated it, and he paid for it. That's what we were talking about a little bit. 92, of course, the greatest season in the history of Hawaii football. And since that time, they've struggled 3-11 in WAC competition, including a winless 94.
First and 10 from their own 35. They give right up the middle. Tupu Alualu. He gains 5, maybe 6 to the 39-yard, or 41-yard line. I beg your pardon.
Tony Brackens comes in and doesn't even bother with the option. Watch where number 98 is. He's got a beeline to the quarterback. Handoff has been made. Look at him duck. Oh, come on, please. The ball's gone. Give me a break. He's relentless. He is absolutely relentless. John Makovic talked about the natural strength that he has. I am impressed.
2nd and 4. Bracken set to go. He got back. And a pitch to the outside. This time it's Ornelas. Ball loose around the 47-yard line. Ornelas carried it into Texas territory. And a big pileup looking for the football.
Well, good for Hawaii. They're able to come up with that one.
We gave you the breakdown on Williams, the first true freshman in the backfield to start for the Texas club.
Eddie Klinetsky is the one that comes up with the ball. Take a look at Brackens. Doesn't even get back in time, and still there almost makes the play at the end. Again, we talk about the relentless pursuit, but that time the option worked very well for the Rainbows.
Ornelas on that carry. Freitas. Alualu inside the 45.
Again from the other side, Brackens just absolutely pulverizes Freitas. I think there's going to be a point where he's going to turn to the official and say, hey, is there some way that we could implement those NFL protect the quarterback kind of rules for tonight?
Well, they say Brackens plays much bigger than his 250. Well, he's certainly shown that tonight.
Just ask Freitas. Take a look at this. Not again. Not again.
2nd down. A long 6. And they give Alualu to the right side again, and he's short of the 40-yard line, close to the 41, where it's going to be a 3rd down facing Hawaii.
Great chance here for some play action. I just think that would be outstanding. Texas has looked at Alualu numerous times here in the first 20 minutes or so of play. Great time for a play action pass and get it out to one of the wideouts.
10:30 left to play in the first half.
Well, Freitas is going to call timeout. Take a look at that play selection. You wouldn't think that would be the case down 24-0. In fact, it might even be reversed. But it just goes to show that Coach Wagner also understands this, and that is that this is only one game. We've got to stay with our game plan and get some confidence.
Texas leading 24-0. Hawaii timeout. Big lead early. 10:23 to play in the first half. 24-0. It's a 3rd and 4 facing the University of Hawaii. Freitas. Long count. Rolling to the left side, looking for a receiver, and he has one at the 32-yard line. We got Gerald Lacy. First down and then more.
Good rollout to take advantage of the mobility of the quarterback Freitas. Watch him roll to his left. Out route on the part of Lacy. This is a tough throw for the quarterback who's right-handed going to his left, but Freitas accomplishes it. First down, Rainbows.
First and 10 from the 31-yard line in Texas territory. First meeting ever between these two teams. Still on his feet inside the 25, down to the 22-yard line. Second effort, breaking a tackle, Tupu Alualu.
You know what's impressive about that is his balance. This is a drill that you've done ever since Pop Warner. Watch him go down on the one hand and spin a little bit. Held up there, there's the left hand, bounces back up, puts the hand down again and still is able to maintain his balance and get some yardage. That's great second effort on the part of Alualu.
A first down on the 21-yard line. Alualu in the neighborhood of 40 to 45 yards rushing. Gets the call again. Just at the 20, stacked up, trying to spin, but perhaps a yard.
Well, again, you can get too much of a good thing. That was a great opportunity for Coach Wagner to go with some play action after Alualu had gotten the yardage that he did. Instead, he goes back into the middle. Terribly predictable, and Texas able to take advantage of it.
Second down. A little more than 8 to go. Again, the lone running back. Freitas wants to pass. Overthrown and knocked down. Westbrook there to deflect the ball. He was thinking interception.
And that's what he was thinking too, and as a result of only having one man in the pattern, Westbrook is all over this. Notice that Freitas only looks at one man. Westbrook able to read his eyes to go up with him. Couldn't quite come up with a one-handed catch, but that's good coverage on a man from Oceanside, California, the same hometown as Junior Seau.
And he said, I'm in Hawaii, not on a pleasure trip. This is a business trip.
Yeah, I think that one thing that Texas has made clear here with their 24-0 lead is that they're not hanging out at the North Shore down at Waikiki. They were serious about this ball game.
Third down, Freitas scrambling, and there's the option on the get to Kleneski. Kleneski inside the 10.
Boy, that's a great cutback on the part of Kleneski. He's able to take advantage of the defensive backs. What great play by Freitas to get him the ball and lead him. Now watch him cut back against the grain. Two Texas defenders are left in his wake, and if he hadn't stumbled, he might have gone the distance.
So Kleneski takes it to the 10. He's the 5'9" sophomore. Under 9 minutes to play in the half. Hawaii moving the ball now, really for the first time. They put together a sustained offensive effort. Staats, Brackens.
Man, oh man. That's Joe Wong that moves. It's going to cost him 5 yards. We're talking about a momentum killer. Just as you mentioned, you're exactly right. Sustained effort. We got things going. And something like this pushes back 5 yards.
False start on the offense.
Long, the freshman.
Still first down.
Moving. Pulled Brackens across.
Take a look at the right side of your screen. Watch the right tackle. Joe Wong flexes right there and moves. Can't do that. The officials saw it, and so did Brackens.
So that moves the ball back to the 15-yard line. It was the turnovers early, and that was a problem last year. This time, it's the penalty to interrupt this drive.
Well, you picked the right word when you said sustained. 7 yards in 11 plays. That's outstanding.
Freitas wants to call timeout as he approached the line of scrimmage. So Hawaii calls for time, stopping the clock with 8 minutes and 14 seconds left to play in the first half.
You should have never said sustained because you've jinxed them. Now they came down, 5-yard penalty, and now they're forced to call timeout. But no big deal on this drive unless they get in the end zone.
Texas with a big lead 8:14 to go in the second quarter. Let's go down to the field of Kirk Herbstreit.
Well, Dewayne, sophomore Kyle Richardson, the sophomore inside linebacker, he did sustain a little bit of a ding on his knee. Right now they're saying they don't want to evaluate. They're going to take him in at halftime, and after that they will be able to tell you if he's going to be able to come back in the second half.
First down for Hawaii on their own 15. Freitas keeps the ball down to the 10, to the 8, and stacked up right there.
I tell you what, that's an impressive job by the Texas secondary of coming up. People had backpedaled into the end zone to prevent the pass. It looked like Freitas was going to get a lot more yardage than this. Look at the middle of your screen. Once then he breaks through, you're thinking he's got a chance, but look at the people come up and make the play. Great job by Reeves and Thomas. Look at the shot that he takes here. You think he's going to get more than that? No way.
Second down from the Texas 8. Alualu up the middle and across the 5 to the 4 before he is wrestled down.
This is not a bad call in this situation because basically down 24-0, this is 4-down territory. I don't think a field goal is going to make a lot of difference here unless they lose on this particular play. I think they're going to go for it on 4th down, and so right up the middle with Alualu is a little bit of a surprise, and now they come up. Good situation for a play action pass off Alu, roll left, give yourself a chance to hit either the wide out or the slot back.
We've got Lacey wide to the right side. Freitas on 3rd down and 3. Stacked up just about to the line of scrimmage, and that's not what they wanted to see.
That was ugly. Now I'm surprised at this. I really am. Just as I say that he's not going to kick, he swings the leg. Now I understand the theory here on the part of the head coaches to say maybe we can get a little moral victory here, but again he's putting the pressure on the defense to stop Texas, which basically they haven't done the whole time. The idea, as you saw in the play, was to get behind Alualu and take advantage of his power, but the Texas front wasn't going to have any of it, and the timing was off. Now they're forced to kick.
Carlton Oswald in to attempt the field goal from the 10, and it is up and good. So Hawaii is on the scoreboard with 6 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in the first half. It's 24-3 Texas. Now for an update, let's go to Reese Davis.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. Some more late scores for you. Colorado State handles Montana State 31-10. Sonny Lubbock's Rams at Colorado next week. San Diego State all over California. George Jones with 3 TDs. And Arizona has now finished off Pacific 41-9 the final. Now back to Dwayne and Tom.
Sounds to me like Ted Toler's got it working down there at San Diego State. Don't forget, that was the former SC coach, former coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, I believe, among others. Looks like he's got a pretty good program happening down there in Aztec land.
Here in Honolulu, the Warriors are finally on the scoreboard. They had a great opportunity to get in for the touchdown, but settled for the field goal.
Now,
Carlton Oswald.
What do you do there? Would you have kicked?
I think you try to go in.
Yeah.
Yep. Because they're thinking they'd love to see some points on the scoreboard. You're down 24-0, but just to try to give yourself a little bit of an edge, you'd like to somehow get the ball into the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, we are broadcasters after all. We get to play hindsight 2020. I thought I'd give you that opportunity.
That's part of the job description, I guess.
Well, then again, you figure that there's an entire half to go. 6 minutes and 8 seconds here. The issue, though, is whether or not the defense is going to be able to stop Texas. And thus far, as we mentioned earlier, it hasn't happened.
Oswald. Short.
There's the pooch kick too, but no fair catch.
28 across the 30 to the 35, and then some.
Well, that's great field position for Texas at the 37, and this is what they've done with their possessions. 4 possessions, 4 scores. Except for the field goal, you can't get much better than that. And look at the number of plays. That's impressive too. Average per play is just outstanding.
All resting just short of the 37-yard line. James Brown, who had such a great finish last year. He's back and under pressure as he starts to scramble and throws to the left side. Nobody home. And Hawaii wondering where the intended receiver was.
There's no doubt in my mind that he knew what he was doing in terms of throwing it away, but the official is somebody that has to look downfield. Now watch if you can when the referee is the one that has to make the decision as to whether or not this is intentional grounding. Now watch as the ball takes off. Do you see any white shirts in the vicinity? Not that far downfield, you don't. You could have thrown the flag there. Once again, a chance to take a look. The closest man to the ball in this case is Wayne McGarity, the running back, but he overthrows him by a good 25 yards.
So it's 2nd and 10. And a handoff and back to the line of scrimmage. The Hawaii defense scrambling.
And that's a shame right there at the end of the play. They make a great stop on the runner, and Katoa is a little bit too excited. He piles on, and that's going to be an extra 15 yards for the Longhorns.
So McGarity stopped for no gain. But the penalty.
Watch at the end. Watch Danny Katoa, number 50. They're piling on. Now here comes 50 right at the end. He's already down. Pow! Throws the elbow right there in the chin. The official's right on top of it. Unfortunately for the Hawaii fans, they are booing, but it was a good call. Totally unnecessary on the part of Katoa.
Well, the penalty moves the ball into Hawaii territory.
And even worse than the 15 yards in this case is the fact that they would have had to come up 3rd and 9. And the momentum, at least for the time being, seemed to be with the Hawaii defense. You got to think. Got to think.
1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. Brown drops straight back, looking for a receiver. And that's going to be incomplete at the 37-yard line. Justin McLemore, the intended receiver. So a 2nd down and 10 facing Texas.
Had his receiver wide open. Didn't quite have enough mustard on the ball. Came up a little bit short. Coach Makovic pointed out to us that Brown seemed to be a little bit arm weary. And I thought that was strange. I didn't even play the game yet. How can you be arm weary?
Some tough practices,
I guess.
Here's the give straight up the middle to the freshman Williams.
One of the tendencies of a young running back when he gets into college is that he can get away with side steps and jukes and moves because he's the fastest guy. In this case, Williams is smart. And John Makovic pointed that out. He said, this is a bright kid. He says, I'm going to lower my shoulder and stick it in there and not waste any time with the jukes and moves. As a result, 7-yard gain, 3rd and 3.
Williams again. The lone man back there. Brown rolling to the right side. He'll keep it and goes down. He has a 1st down. Let's go down to Kirk.
And Dewayne right now behind the Hawaii bench. Quarterback Glenn Frieda sustained a blow to the shoulder. His throwing arm right now, he's having some tingling going down into the hand. If Hawaii took over right now, Glenn will not be back out there. They're evaluating as I speak, and we'll keep an eye on.
Well, it's not just a blow to the shoulder, Kurt and Dwayne. I mean, it's been a bunch of blows to the shoulder. We've been monitoring that throughout the 1st half. I mean, he has really been taking some punishment.
Somewhere he has Tony Bracken's initials carved in that right shoulder. Brown on the give to Williams, looking for room and now scrambling to get back to the line of scrimmage and stop close to the 38. We are in Honolulu, Aloha Stadium, with the Texas Longhorns and the Rainbow Warriors from the University of Hawaii squaring off. Dewayne Staats, along with Todd Christensen. Kirk Herbstreit is our field reporter. It's a 24-3 ball game. Texas on top.
Well, the long rest that the Hawaii defense was able to procure as a result of the drive by Hawaii seems to have benefited them, because basically the only reason they've gotten this far is because of the penalty.
Texas scored 17 in the first quarter, added another 7, and so they are out in front big. Brown takes his team to the line of scrimmage. We've seen him scramble, we've seen him throw, we've seen some variations out of the Texas offense. Throws to the left side after the fake. Now he started to pass the ball, forward arm action, and that's going to go as an incomplete pass. He started to throw, and as he did, had the ball knocked loose.
The misdirection on the play action fools the Hawaii defense for the time being, but now he gathers himself, and look at Nonga come over the top of Neal. He's the one that's going to pull him down, and sure enough, his arm did go forward. Good call by the official, incomplete pass. And boy, I like this. I really do. I got to tell you, I know he probably takes some grief for that ponytail, but it's happening as far as I'm concerned. I like that Sampson thing.
Third down, a little more than 10, and flags fly as we end some early movement.
Now it'll be a little more than 15.
3 minutes 37 seconds left to play in the first half.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, 5 yards, still third down.
Well, this drive hasn't been terribly effective for James Brown. Last year, we documented how his pass efficiency rating was so high, nearly 177. A lot of that was because he had nearly 70% completion. Thus far now, 6 for 13, but a big 155 yards.
Third down, close to 16. Brown over the middle. He has a man. That's Fitzgerald right down the middle and bulldozing his way to the 10. He got the ball to his tight end, and that's something that Brown likes to do occasionally, and so does his head coach, John Mackovic.
But let me tell you, the guy who made that play was Dominic Bustamante. He came across with a terrific block. Watch in the middle of your screen. Watch number 74. Here comes the tight end. Watch Bustamante right there make the block. Ow, what a crushing block that he made on Agent Hart Ellis, and that enables the big gain by the tight end. Sometimes those linemen don't get credit, but in that case, Bustamante was the man.
It's the 10 outside the 10. To give. Williams sweeping outside. Hit as he approached the 5-yard line.
Well, Agent Hart Ellis is getting banged around, I got to tell you. Take a look to the left of your screen. Here he comes across. Pow! He gets the shot again by the wide receiver. He's got to not like what's happening here. He's getting hit from all angles. At 5'11" and 205 pounds, he's a little bit small to be playing that rover, but you got to give him credit on guts. He's hanging in there.
Luis Alavea came in to make the stop. And now a down man on the field, stopping the clock in 2 minutes and 35 seconds. So a pickup of close to 7 by Ricky Williams, the Texas freshman.
And Williams
a little groggy.
Oh, I was going to say, that's kind of funny. That's the foible of youth. He bounces up and he's going to sprint off and he starts to get groggy. And the trainer says, no, relax. Take it easy. See the hit here at the end. Takes a shot there right on the elbow. Look at how he lands on his left knee. That's what the pain is on his left knee. He hits right on the point of the knee. On AstroTurf, that's especially painful. I know that from experience.
The ball placed at the 4-yard line, where it will be 2nd and 3. Brown taking the Longhorns back to the line. Going to pass, looking into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Matt Davis, the intended receiver. Brown taking a shot through the air.
Interesting choice by Coach Makovic here. As you see, the GMAC halftime report will be coming up at halftime here on the Deuce. I say that only because I think that he's really trying to get some confidence in this youngster. I think he knows that he can power in here with the run. But not only does he want to give some confidence back to Brown, who struggled a little bit on this drive, to give him the idea that, yes, you can throw it in there and maybe even pad his stats a little.
Third down, Texas. And the handoff. They are... Did they get into the end zone?
They did.
That's Clayton on the carry. Clayton with a second effort across the goal line. And another Texas touchdown.
Well, as I mentioned, the offensive line clearly is dominant, and Clayton is able to get in. Take a look at the white shirts and where the green shirts end up. You got too many green shirts on what they call roller skates going backward. Clayton basically had to run through the arms of a 175-pound defensive back. And look at that gap. At 39 years of age, I think even I could sneak through that one.
Clayton, the junior running back. So the Longhorns at both a 30-3 lead. Dawson attempting the point after touchdown. And it is good. So in this quarter, Darrell Wilson with some experience in the backfield. And Jerry Clayton this time a 3-yard run. And another point after touchdown to make it a 31-3 ball game here with Texas out in front. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the first half of this contest, and this has turned out to be, well, the Texas Longhorns were certainly favored for this one. Some people thought that it might be this sort of game. I think a lot of people were picking them to be maybe 11-point favorites, but you had a feeling that it might be a little more than that.
Well, I think one of the things that are going to happen here, Dwayne, is because of what's happened in college football today, Texas coming into this game ranked 18th, at least by one of the polls. I believe it was the AP. You've got to figure that they're going to rise after their performance tonight. I mean, and Brown isn't even having one of his better games in terms of percentage, but the running backs, the offensive line, they're really taking over. And give credit to that defense. That's what they were really concerned about, and thus far they've been outstanding except for one drive.
Take a look at the AP poll. As we mentioned, Texas 18th, Florida State number 1, Nebraska number 2, and we'll give you a breakdown on what those ranked teams have done so far this afternoon. Florida State and Texas A&M, Florida winning, Auburn winning, Tennessee, but look at Notre Dame. Northwestern, a big upset, 17-15 over Notre Dame.
That's still hard to believe, isn't it? I think, you know, and it's got to be a thrill for those kids in Northwestern, something they're never going to forget.
First time since 1962 that they have beaten Notre Dame.
And at Notre Dame. Amazing.
Texas with a big lead here. Out to the 20. This is Harding. Caught to the 25-yard line. And Harding on the return.
Finally got a chance to see Harding return. Not bad.
Well, Hawaii will take over with a new quarterback, John Houck.
And what a difficult situation it is for him to come down 4 touchdowns and know that he's going to have to operate the 2-minute offense. 5'10", 202-pounder. Evidently, Howe and Freitas were in a pretty heated competition with regards to the starting job. Freitas just beating him out there in the fall. But now Howe gets a chance to come in and basically get by on his smarts. And when I say that, Dwayne, I say that the 2-minute situation for the quarterback is not one where you're looking over the sidelines wondering what plays are. Basically, you've got to get the ball up the field, throw it out to your wideouts, hustle up the field, give yourself a chance to use your athleticism.
That's Brian Howard from the special team. Moving off the field, Hawaii takes over, 1st and 10 on the 26-yard line. Now started 4 games at quarterback last year. He's looking to put the ball in the air the first time out and overthrows Ornelas, the intended receiver, on the far sideline in front of the Hawaii bench.
And he had Ornelas open on the short corner, but sitting on the sidelines isn't much of a preparation for coming into battle, and so you can see he's a little bit rusty, overthrowing him by a pretty good distance.
2nd and 10. Rainbow Warriors have the ball on their own 26-yard line. They've had their hands full here in the first half. A couple early turnovers put them in early trouble. Now looking to pass again. Straight back and overthrows his man. He had Ornelas again. And overthrows him.
Well, the first time you can say Russ, the second time you have to say that that's Howe's fault. That's a crossing route. You have Ornelas going against the grain. Good opportunity to catch the ball and run upfield for the first down. Instead, basically about a 12-yard throw from where he's positioned on the field. He just missed it.
Now in there at quarterback, Lynn Freitas, the starting quarterback for Hawaii, out with a bruised right shoulder. Not sure of his status in regard to a possible return. Minute 47 left in the first half. Now on 3rd and 10. Puts the ball into the air and overthrows a man, this time on the left side. That was Klineski, the intended receiver.
Well, I think it was Klineski. Then again, it could have been Rowe. You had two receivers in the same spot, and once again, that's probably the inexperience of the quarterback running the routes, because you had one guy on a flat route, another guy on an out route, two guys in the same spot. That's not supposed to happen.
So 4th and 10. Brendan Agbayani, a couple of punts already tonight. He's standing on his own 9-yard line. And a fair catch at the 41.
Good decision on the part of Adams. Agbayani had not had much in terms of hang time, and so what he wants to do is he wants to take as little time off the clock minus a return. So he fair catches. They've got it at the 41. Plenty of time for Texas to get down and get another score.
Adams has been a big part of the Texas success in the early stages of this game, and they've seen some things out of the backfield with their running game that I'm sure has head coach John Makovic encouraged. They've seen some speed and the ability to get the ball outside on the ground. Brown puts the ball in the air short of the 48-yard line. The intended receiver, Adams, right there with him, Kuboyama. Texas last year overall finished 8-4. They tied for first in the Southwest Conference, 4-3. Texas A&M on probation, 6-1 in the conference and 10-1 overall. The Longhorns finished the season in high power offensively. They scored 48 against Houston, 63 at Baylor, and then against North Carolina, winning 35-31. 2nd and 10 from the 41. Ball in the air again and intended at the 50-yard line for Quentin Wallace, but incomplete.
You can see the Browns not very happy with himself, and the reason he isn't is because now that he's in the shotgun, he doesn't have to fade back as he normally does under center. He stepped back one step too far, and as a result of that, that's the reason why the ball was wide. You saw him throw his hands to his head and kind of simulate his steps going backwards. Take a look this time to see if in the shotgun, if he's far enough back to where he doesn't have to do that. The idea of the shotgun is so you don't have to fade, and you can see your receivers right away.
3rd and 10. Back he goes, looking in trouble. Caught and down at the 34-yard line. So working out of the shotgun on all 3 downs. He is caught here for a loss.
Well, you like to see this on the part of Hawaii, and in this case, Bright. You're down 28 points, and you're saying to yourself, what's the difference? But Ben Bright is very persistent there, hangs on to Brown despite the fact that he is elusive, and he gets the sack.
Wayne Vossick into the game to do the punting for Texas. He's standing on his own 20-yard line. He averaged over 40 yards a punt. Last year, 2nd best in the Southwest Conference, and gets under this one. Ornelas takes it at the 28-yard line. Across the 30 now, reverses, looking for room, scrambles to get to the 35. He did a complete pirouette looking for running room, and finally brought down at the 35-yard line.
38-yard punt, about a 6-yard return, but a pretty exciting 6-yard return. Cut on a dime. Only a freshman. He has some great moments ahead of him for the Rainbows.
So So with less than 30 seconds to play in the first half, Hawaii will have the football, trailing 31-3. 1st and 10 at their own 35. The starting quarterback, Freitas out. Now back to pass and in trouble at the 26-yard line. King back there to make the stop. We have the GMAC halftime report coming up, so stay with us for that as the clock ticks down on the first half here in Honolulu. Final play of the half. Howe looking, has the ball knocked down, picks it up. He's still alive, goes to the right side, to the 20, back to the 25, now the 30, and brought down there as the clock runs out, ending the first half. The Texas Longhorns have dominated the first half here. Texas leading 31-3, but a face mask here to finally bring Howell down.
Well, since the half can't end on a defensive penalty, Hawaii's got a shot at the end zone if they ought to. Rolling to his left, Howell gets a block right there. Then he gets the ball stripped, now picks it up and goes a different direction. And of course, all the Longhorns have been going in one direction. So Howell tries to make the most of it, cuts back inside. They're right at the end. You can see it's number 87, Brian Vasek, who's the one who gets the face mask, gives him the first down. This will give him a chance to throw into the end zone if they can.
We have another shot with no time left on the clock. It was Reed who initially stripped the ball that caused all the excitement. Howe has been in there strictly on a throwing mission since taking over for Freitas on the last 2 series of downs. He's back and leaves it high and deep down the middle. The ball up for grabs and falls incomplete. And that will end the first half with the score. The Texas Longhorns 31. The Rainbow Warriors from Hawaii 3. Out of that first half here in Honolulu, this Texas ball club, 11 first downs in the air, 7 of 17, 187 yards, 99 yards rushing.
Well, you know, the thing is that the 31-3 score is not a mirage. You can see the total yardage there by Texas, nearly 300 yards, whereas Hawaii is not even at 120. Those 2 turnovers were killer for Hawaii. And as I mentioned earlier, 7 for 17, not particularly good for Brown, but the running of Mitchell and Williams has offset that, as well as big plays by their receivers.
Speaking of big plays, Michael Adams involved.
Here he is in the deep slant, big fight, the long strides, 5 strides. Brown gets him the ball, keeps his body between himself and the defender, makes the catch and gets into the end zone. This is a big body. He's not a smurf like some of the other wideouts. He's built more along the lines of a Jerry Rice or a Michael Irvin, but he is faster than either of them. Legit, apparently. And when I say legit, this is what I was told, 4.3840.
Set to start the second half. Texas kicking off. Phil Dawson to kick off. Harding and Lacey will be deep for Hawaii. And the second half is underway. Dawson into the end zone and out again, out to the 20. Harding with his hands on the football. Now let's go down to the field to Kirk.
Dewayne, I had a chance to find out exactly what's wrong with Freitas. It turns out that he has a sprained shoulder. He's not going to be back in, and chances are that's going to be okay. John Howe last year did get some experience. He's the better thrower, they tell me, so we'll find out if that's going to help this team out in the second half.
Well, he certainly did come out throwing. Still looking for that first complete pass. He did make 4 starts last year and threw 6 touchdowns. So John Howe following the signals. Moves the ball up the middle to start this one from his own 21-yard line. And that's the running back, Alualu,
You know, on the surface, you'd say that what a difficult situation this has to be for John Howe. Down 4 touchdowns. Pretty soon he's going to have to throw the ball nearly every down. But you know what? If I'm John Howe, I just say to myself, hey, what do I have to lose? You know, we're down 31-3. Let me just let it all hang out. No pressure. Don't worry about making the perfect throw. Just do what comes naturally to you and see what can happen.
Pickup of 1 on the first carry and another give up the middle. And Alualu stopped short of the 25-yard line.
You know, you got to like what Alualu is doing, even though you might not like the play calling. I like the fact that here's the score, 31-3. You saw at the end of the play, you see him use his butt and his legs trying to get those extra yards, just struggling. That's a hard-earned 54 yards that Alualu has. Certainly the best weapon that the Rainbows have had here in this game so far.
Yeah, the first 2 carries for 4 yards here in the second half. Pretty indicative of the kind of night it has been for the 6-foot senior running back. 3rd and 6. Now rolls to his left, swings the ball out there, and has a complete pass at the 31-yard line. Gerald Lacey, the junior out of Los Angeles, on the reception.
Take a look to the left of your screen. There's the out route that they're able to get earlier. Lacey with a nice catch, takes the punishment, but he did get beyond the stripe. Good spot by the official. First down, Hawaii.
Lacey, a touchdown pass last year. He had a knee problem and was limited to just 6 games, 5 starts a year ago. First and 10 starts on the 32, and the pitch back and a pickup of maybe a yard. Perhaps a little more than that on the give to Eddie Kleneski.
Well, it's clear that John Howe does not want to run the ball. He doesn't want to take the punishment that Freitas did earlier in the half. He immediately pitched that ball. Took maybe 1 step after the fake. Take a look at this. Pops up. He sees Brackens right there. No. I don't want any part of that. As a result of pitching it so quickly, he put the pressure on Kleneski to get up the field. Probably not as late as he would have wanted to. Brackens, even though he doesn't make the tackle, still creating problems.
It's part of that senior savvy out of Howe, the quarterback. This one dumped off to the right side at the 40 and across the 40-yard line. Into first down territory goes Eddie Kleneski. Kleneski got the start tonight, along with George Ornelas. Ornelas starting at the other slot back spot. The first true freshman to start in the backfield for Hawaii since Bob Wagner has coached here. This is his 9th year.
Well, he's had some moments tonight. He's made some nice plays. Ornelas.
They give right up the middle. Boy, what a night against this Texas defensive line.
Well, you know, we were kidding earlier about some of the guys getting in the tub. I'll tell you who's going to be getting in the tub is Alualu. There's somebody who's going to need to have that, have the waves wash over him or get in the tub and let those jets hit him on the lower back and his thighs and buttocks. He has been taking a beating.
Picked up 4 on the first carry in this sequence. 2nd and 6. It's the call again off the right side, off the right tackle, and into first down territory. Stopped near the 42-yard line, and a flag is thrown.
Well, that's Chris Carter, the free safety, who grabbed his face mask. We talk about the strength of Alualu. Look at this. He gets a head start. Carter meets him head on, but no, Alualu is going to win that one. Not only that, Carter can't get him down unless he grabs him by the face, and as a result, they're going to tack on some yardage. I don't mean to sound melodramatic here, Dwayne, but you know, when you're down by 4 touchdowns and you see the kind of effort out of somebody like Alualu, I know you say that, big deal, that's youthful resilience, but I like the fact that there's no quit in this kid.
Well, there has not been any of that tonight. Question about that. Under pressure, Howe knocked down the pass intended for Kleneski.
Well, there's Brackens again, but really this is Howe who makes the bad decision. If he sets up in the pocket instead of rolls a little bit to the right, he sees Brackens now, panics, and just gets rid of it. If he can step up in the pocket because of the angle of Brackens, he might have an opportunity to get Ornelas the ball. Instead, he's on his backside, and Brackens has another hurry to his total.
They list Brackens at 197 pounds, or they list Howe at 197 pounds. Bracken has bench press 440, and he put some kind of press on 197 pounds that time. Howe rolling to the left side, and down he goes at the 47-yard line.
Well, Tyson King has been very effective with the inside blitz, or in the football vernacular, it's what they call the bullets blitz. Watch right in the middle of your screen. Number 50 is going to wait. He waits till the left guard vacates, and there he is, right in the face of the quarterback. King showing some amazing speed for an inside backer. Usually those are your run pluggers, guys that don't run that well, but he showed a fleet of foot there, dropping Howe for the sack.
It's a third down. The ball is resting on the 45-yard line in Texas territory. First down would be the 27.
Timeout. It's interesting, the timeout made here reminds me of something Tom Flores said to me once. He said, 3rd and 1, I've got a lot of suggestions. He says, when it's 3rd and 15, suddenly I'm an orphan. Coach Bob Wagner looking on his sheet, what's my 3rd and 15 player? In this case, really more like about 3rd and 18.
This is what are you coming to me for? Texas leading 31-3, 10:34 left in the quarter. Third and long for Hawaii. Now swings to the right side, and it's fumbled and dropped by Lacey. Lacey bobbled the ball out there, and it's an incomplete pass.
Well, that's the flanker screen that is becoming very popular here in college football, and they had it set up well. Lacey basically has no excuse. Get him between the 8 and the 5.
So 4th down. All Texas tonight.
A little bit of a debate there, which I thought interesting. Coach Wagner was actually thinking about going for it. You see now that the punt team just now sprints onto the field. And they did it so that Texas was not able to get the punt return team out on the field.
Fair catch on the punt by Agbayani. And Texas will take over inside the 15.
It was Chris Carter, the free safety, of course, that had to go back because they couldn't get Adams onto the field. There's James Brown's numbers from the first half. 11 yards per attempt. That's pretty good. But again, less than 50%.
So James Brown takes over the ball on the 13-yard line. The pitch. This is Mitchell cutting inside and across the 20. Close to a first down, but I think he's going to be a little short.
Well, Sean Mitchell in the first quarter had 6 carries for 67 yards and only had 1 carry for no yards in the second quarter as they opted to throw the ball a little bit more. Now it's clear that Texas wants to take some time off the clock and see if that big offensive line can wear down the Rainbows. 9-yard gain right off the bat bodes well for the Texas offense.
Now the swing to the other side, to the left side from Brown for a first down across the 25-yard line. The reception made by Adams.
Well, remember, that was the play that went for about 40 yards in the first half. This time the Rainbows were not fooled, even though they did have the blocker out in front. Much better run support on the part of the Rainbow secondary.
Now Adams now up to 89 yards on 4 receptions, including that touchdown.
It's a healthy average per catch, right at about 22.
Back to pass. Brown over the middle, and the pass is dropped. That was Bradley, his tight end.
Well, that's the second big drop for Bradley, and he might be letting Fitzgerald play his way in. What happens with receivers sometimes they can't decide whether they want to cradle the ball or catch it in their hands. This is one where he should have cradled it and he can't decide. Look, he should have cradled it. Instead, he comes back. He's looking over there to see if a defender is going to hit him, which makes no sense. Bradley's the guy who's 6'3", about 245, 250. No way he should be concerned with a strong safety weighing about 195.
Second down, 10. Good. Mitchell trying to get outside across the 25 and down. A flag on the play. Mitchell trying to turn the right corner.
Yeah, that's a good looking tackle though by Robbie Robinson, a freshman corner. Penalty against the Longhorns. I think that they had some holding in the backfield.
During the run, illegal block on the back. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat, second down.
Right there is the push in the back. And again, I prefer to take Robinson though, because there's a guy who's only 162 pounds. Take a look at the push in his face, and yet he's able to make the tackle. That's Corby Brooks, guilty of the infraction, pulling out. He's telling his buddies, he said, wait a minute, come on, I was behind the line of scrimmage and it was awfully close, but you can't do it right in front of the official, especially when you're 6'4", 280. There's basically no place to hide in that case.
So they'll sort out the penalty. Texas looking at a third down.
Well, they opted to refuse to set up 3rd and 10. And one thing interestingly here with regards to that flanker screen, it's clear that Makovic isn't just sitting on his lead. He's trying to do some other things.
Adams on to the left side. He was in motion, and the pass goes to the right side, complete to Wallace. So Brown keeps the ball in the air, and he got Quentin Wallace, and he's 6-foot sophomore receiver.
This shows the protection that Brown gets, because this is a deep hook route and this takes some time, and this shows that he has a little more arm strength than people just think. Wallace not exactly sure about the catch, but fortunately Hunter was not all over him, and as a result he's able to bobble it and still come up with a grab.
First down, the ball on the 45-yard line on the Texas 45. Longhorns with the ball. Brown on the hand and cutting inside. A pickup of maybe 3 on the give to Ricky Williams.
Got a holding call though that's going to set him back. Once again, this is something that John Makovic can't like. Even though they're up 31-3, they have been laden with penalties here, particularly on this drive. The offensive line, so dominant early now, is beginning to make some mistakes.
Clock shows 8:32 left to play.
You can see the disgust on the look of the brain trust there. Just when they get the drives going, they seem to be making these errors. But Brown thus far tonight certainly has been able to bail them out with some big 3rd down plays.
So the ball goes back to the 35-yard line. It's 1st and 20. Brown looking for Adams, and the pass broken up by Robinson. The freshman quarterback, Robbie Robinson, slipping in there.
Well, that's too bad. First he makes a big play and comes up with the support, and he almost gets this one and goes the distance. Good anticipation on the out route. He just cannot come up with it because there's nothing but about 40 yards of AstroTurf in front of him and a touchdown. He doesn't seem to be too intimidated by Adams, even though he's a freshman. That was terrific coverage.
Second down and long. Brown in trouble, and the ball is loose. Brown started to go back to pass, and again started the arm forward as the ball was knocked loose, and that will go as an incomplete pass.
It looked like it might have been Nonga from the backside who's able to strip Brown from the ball. Take a look. Here he goes. Look at the balance coming off. Watch the right hand come over the top, and sure enough, ooh, that was close. That was close, but the motion was there, and the official's right there.
So it's 3rd and 20.
Well, I was going to say, we mentioned Alu in terms of no quit. How about this man? And of course, I think a lot of the reason for the no quit is he's going to take a lot of grief from his older brothers if he doesn't.
That's right. They check in from time to time. Williams across the 40, the 45, 50, cuts back to the 45, 40. He is on his way down to the 20, headed for the corner and into the end zone. Touchdown, Ricky Williams, the freshman running back. Williams, the first true freshman to start since Earl Campbell in the Texas backfield. Earl started in 1974, and Williams takes this one into the end zone.
And with that run, he just went past Earl Campbell in terms of the best running day for a true freshman. This 65-yard gallop off of the drop play now gives him over 90 yards. Earl was only able to get 85 in his opening game. And so that youngster from San Diego, 2 touchdowns, over 90 yards rushing. He's got to feel awfully good about himself. And I'm sure that John Mackovic is feeling good about the decision to start that youngster.
The point after touchdown is good. Now the Texas Longhorns continue to roll. 38-3 with 7:53 left in the 3rd quarter. A quick runner. 2 touchdowns tonight. The last one for 65 yards.
Well, you know what? If I'm a youngster, just to be considered in the same breath with Earl Campbell, quite an honor. And look at the speed that this youngster has. Listed at 6 foot, 215 pounds. Just a little bit ago, I was chatting with Fred Akers, who does some of the radio for Texas. I said, come on, he can't be 215. He said, okay, he might be 218. Ah, come on, Fred. He's got to be 2 1/4. But then again, if he can maintain that speed, he can run however he wants and wear his hair however he wants, which clearly he is
doing that.
That's a funky quaff.
Bill Dawson on the kickoff. Into the end zone. Lacey out to about the 20 and across the 20. So that's where Hawaii will take over. Their starting quarterback, Glenn Freitas, out of there because of a sprained right shoulder, and John Howe has been in. It's about midway through the 2nd quarter. 38-3. Texas on top. Right up the middle. Boy. Lou has answered the call every time. Carries the ball straight up the middle and battling his way through. It's Richard Walton. He was a redshirt freshman at quarterback, backing up James Brown, and he's loosening. His high school numbers. There's some yardage right there.
Well, this is a good opportunity for him to get into some game action. Basically a contest that is non-competitive anymore. Also some replacements here on the defense.
Another give up the middle. That will be the 3rd down coming. And he may have picked up a yard there.
James Brown telling Mitchell, go ahead, you're the one. You turn around and take a look at the camera. And the reason he's so generous with his camera time is he's saying, I know I'm going to be on camera a couple times. Take advantage of it while you can. You know I'm going to be on camera.
2 numbers.
He can't be too happy about that percentage, though. A lot of those drops, in fairness to him.
On 3rd and 2. Ball broken up at the 41, and we have flags all over the place.
Yeah, that's going to be an interference. Harding was hit way too soon.
Stops the clock at 6:25.
I guess the thing that surprises me here, Dwayne, is that Hawaii has not gone to a spread offense or at least some sort of 3 and 4 wide situation. I guess the reason for that could be many as we listen to the official.
Pass interference. Defense. The foul occurred less than 15 yards downfield. It's a spot foul. First down.
And what I mean by that is that obviously this is the first game of the season, and so Bob Wagner has to concern himself with the health of his troops. And maybe he doesn't want to expose. Obviously, he's got his starting quarterback hurt. We don't know how badly. But in the case of Howe, don't want to expose him to too much of a pass rush. But the natives are getting restless in terms of saying, well, look, we're down 35 points. Can't we open it up and at least give it a shot?
Now tries to turn the right side. And is stacked up close to the line of scrimmage as they start that series of downs. 1st and 10 on the 43-yard line.
Well, now here I am saying that the reason that they're not throwing is they don't want to expose him to getting whacked in the pocket. There he runs the option. So much for that theory. I mean, this is a good opportunity for Hawaii to expose themselves to say, hey, all right, here's the situation. We're down 38-3. Let's see what our 2-minute offense can do. Let's see what we can do with the spread offense here.
2nd and 10 for Howe. He's rolling to the left side and looking to put the ball in the air. Overthrows Lacey. Incomplete. So they're looking at a 3rd down and 10.
I think that Howe is anticipating Lacey to curl up a little bit deeper. Howe threw the ball at the 1st down distance. Lacey settled down about 3 yards in front of the stick.
Aloha Stadium in Honolulu. 5:35 to play in the 3rd quarter. Texas built a 31-3 halftime lead. Now up 38-3 over Hawaii. Third and 10. Looks to the left side and has a receiver down at the 46 or 47-yard line. Lacey on the reception. So the junior wide receiver comes up with that one. It'll be enough for the 1st down.
Once again, Howe rolling to the left, showing that he's able to do this. Rolling to the left, there's Lacey with the comeback route. Desplantes comes to the outside. Howe rolling to his left. Throws a little bit behind, but Lacey shows that he can come up with the ball.
Dylan Mikas into the game at wide receiver. The pitch goes back to Kleneski. And he gets the ball inside the 45. A pickup of a couple.
The new quarterback has to take the punishment. Here it is. This is what Freitas had to deal with earlier. That's Tony Brackens pointing his way right to the quarterback, giving the brunt of his 250 pounds in that case just under the chin. And look at the wobble there on the part of Howe. So that's why you got hurt. I understand.
They pick up a couple. 2nd and 8. Nowhere to go this time. Behind the line of scrimmage. Behind the original line of scrimmage. Kleneski, a little stutter step, but a couple of moves and down.
Well, what happened that time is that they used the slot back to come back and block on Brackens because they didn't want the quarterback to take the punishment. But it's that slot back who normally is the lead back for the halfback, and with no lead back, the runner had no place to go, no interference. So Brackens wreaking havoc even though he's not making the plays.
It will be 3rd and 12.
You know, Tony Brackens is only a junior, and the debate is whether or not he's going to stay for his senior year. My guess is that if he continues to have games like this, he won't.
Now looking to the right side, and Kleneski over there, incomplete near the 40. So it continues to be a night of frustration for Hawaii.
Yeah, that certainly falls under the heading of when it rains, it pours. Howe struggling to get any kind of time at all. Finally, he does. Rolls to his right, puts a throw right on the numbers for Kleneski, and he drops it. Now down 38-3, 4th and about 12. Well, they thought about it. Now they're changing their mind. They're going to punt.
So they'll get Bayani into the game. Gets it away from about the 43. At the 25, 24-yard line. Flags go down.
Well, that was a gutsy catch on the part of Adams. Flags are down in 2 spots.
Take a look at this catch.
Take a look at him jump right in the middle. Basically what they're going to call here is evidently their feeling is that Harding didn't allow him enough room to make the catch. That's what the pushing sign is indicating, is that he needs to give him enough room to make the catch. But my guess is that they're going to decline it because of the field position setting up right there at the 25-yard line, which is basically a net of about 28 yards on the punt. So they'll let it go.
There are 2 penalties on the play. Offense was not set before the snap. That penalty is declined. We had kick catch interference, penetration of the 2-yard zone. That's a 5-yard penalty, a kicking team. That is accepted. First down.
They got a chance to decline and accept the penalty. And Texas will take over. 3 minutes, 29 seconds left to play. 38-3, Texas leading Hawaii. Wild card action.
You know, I noticed that every one of those 6 teams is still in contention for the wild card. Do you like that? I mean, I know the purists argue against it. You're a baseball guy. What do you think?
My initial reaction was to be a little lukewarm, but I'm warming to it a little bit. It's given some late season interest. Walton, the new quarterback, and he hands off the give to McGarity for a loss on the play.
Well, I asked that because I think to myself that, you know, some of the communities who basically at this point will be packing it in and fired up for football season now can still have a little baseball fever with the cognizance that, hey, our team can get in there and play.
And if you take the purist angle right down the line, well, all of that went out with divisional play in '69 to begin with.
And the DH.
Yeah, well, that's
and
another
indoor
story.
baseball.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Second down. Loss of 2 on the first play. 2nd and 12. Send Fitzgerald in motion. Walton back to throw, looking to the left sideline for his tight end Fitzgerald, and he dropped the ball just across midfield. Walton got it there.
Well, you know what? I'm going to harness my criticism, and the reason I am is because I am a tight end, and people are going, an ex-tight end rather, people are going to think, come on, Todd, lighten up. But I don't know what else you can do. I mean, that hits him right in the chest. I mean, he had him on the out and up move. Walton does everything right, makes the great fake to the right, comes back to the left, he's wide open, and he drops the ball. No excuse.
So he's looking at a 3rd and long, 3rd and 12. Longhorns like Walton's arm. He was accurate on that last pass. Back, looking over the middle this time, and he has Bradley, who hangs onto the ball short of the 40-yard line. So that's going to be short of first down territory. Bradley hauled one in that time.
And the interesting thing about that catch is that was much more difficult than the ones that he dropped. He was coming across. He had a guy hanging over his shoulder, reaches out with a nice hands catch. But that doesn't necessarily atone for the other 2. I'm sure Bradley feels that way too.
Cornell is deep. Mosick to do the punting.
Fitzgerald doing a good job of letting the time clock run down.
Mosick away from about the 30, and good hang time on this one. Ornelas down about the 27 and up to maybe the 29-yard line. So Hawaii will take over. Texas led at the half 31-3. Ricky Williams ran the ball 65 yards for a 3rd quarter touchdown to run it out to 38-3.
You know, maybe trite to discuss the idea that there's going to be experience gained from this, but the number of freshmen that we've seen tonight for the Hawaii Rainbows, I mean, this can only be a good thing. You can only do so much practicing, and to give them an opportunity to have game situation against a quality team like Texas, that's going to be a good thing for them. When they start,
breaks through this time for a little game.
I'm sorry, when they start the conference schedule. I think that's the only way you can look at it. Otherwise, you're just looking at it as a complete negative. But I think that Coach Wagner giving some of these freshmen an opportunity to play in game situations, that's going to be good for them down the line.
Well, he's trying to rebound off last year's winless season in the Western Athletic Conference. He won 3 games overall and had a couple significant victories last year. Stacked up. He had to get to the 40 for first down territory, but stacked up short of that. Hawaii last year had a victory over Oregon. They went on to the Rose Bowl in California. Lost here in Honolulu at Aloha Stadium to BYU, just 13-12.
And in retrospect, that could have changed their season. Had they won that game to beat BYU, basically the king of the WAC over the last 20 years, that could have made a big difference. Instead, they went into kind of a funk, and I'm sure that was one of the reasons why, you know, emotionally they just didn't have it during the season. Ended up going 0-8 in the WAC conference.
They wound up getting just enough for the first down, starting on the 40. There's a swing to Kleneski. Tackled from behind and pushed up over the 50-yard line on the bring down.
You know, neither of these slot backs is terribly big, either Kleneski or Ornelas, both about 5'9", somewhere between 165 and 175 pounds. They've been taking some whacks tonight, but you got to give them credit for resilience, Dwayne.
And Kleneski was tackled into first down territory, into Texas territory now. So it's another 1st and 10 for Hawaii. Place the ball on the 48-yard line as time runs out here in the 3rd quarter. So we have gone through 3 from Aloha Stadium in Honolulu. Texas 38, Hawaii 3. We head into the 4th quarter. Texas leading Hawaii with the football just across the midfield stripe in Texas territory. And the give over the middle. Phil Cunningham getting the call. Let's go down to the sideline now to Kirk.
Well, Dwayne, as we talked about in the outset of the telecast, the rookie freshman running back Ricky Williams, how would he do in his first ball game? Obviously, you've seen what he's all about. And I tell you, I just talked to him. He said he wants to say hello to his mother, hello back to San Diego, and to tell everybody the first one is behind him, and he feels relaxed, and he's ready to go on to have a great career.
2nd and 6. Howe back. Now he's going to run up the middle and hit as he approached the 40-yard line.
We're getting back to Ricky Williams. What's not to like? 90 yards, 2 touchdowns, only 8 carries. Man, got to be excited there in San Diego for that youngster. And you can see, I don't think that smile's been off his face since that 65-yard run, and deservedly so.
Come on. San Diego.
2 touchdowns tonight. 3rd down, short yardage. Now, they reverse the field. Harding back to the line of scrimmage and close to first down territory.
That's a pretty good recovery there. Pretty good recovery on the part of Robert Reed heading downfield. They had the misdirection going the other direction, what they call the Stanford option on that reverse, pitching and having Harding take it and go the other way. Harding the fastest player on the Hawaii team, but Reed did a great job of coming over and stomping him very close to the first down. I thought he was going to get the first down easily. There you see the numbers on Matthew Harding, 8 block kicks, which is a Hawaii record. You see the kick return yardage and the receptions.
So Harding moves the ball close to first down territory as they measure, and he's going to come up just a little bit short. He is a fellow who's given to improvising if it's going to help his cause a little bit. Matt Harding not only works hard at practice, he's been a fixture around here.
Well, wasn't he the guy that snuck out and went to, I don't want to say spy because that's maybe overrating it, but he wanted to take a look at the Texas practice.
He said he was just driving by. It wasn't intentional, he said. He happened to be in the neighborhood.
Just driving by. You notice minus the goalpost, that was because of the helicopters that were flying in for all of the festivities here this weekend for VJ Day. That was kind of a funny story. He happened to glance over and see what's happening with Texas. I think that they were really banking on the fact that Texas was going to come here and mess around and be enamored with the islands. Wasn't the case.
He said he didn't stay long, although he said he did let the stoplight change 3 times before he drove past.
So he could see what's happening with Texas.
4th and inches. Oh, they dropped the ball on the exchange, picked up by Kleneski, and he's going to save the day. Kleneski picked up the loose ball and advanced it across the 40 and close to first down territory, but let's see where they spot the football.
Well, there's a flag down too. I think that they had motion. Oh no, it was offsides. Offsides against Texas, so it'll be an automatic first. This is heads up on the part of Kleneski. 4th down and inches. He takes the snap and a goose up. He sees the ball on the ground, pays attention, cuts inside, takes the punishment, but he did get the first down. He had plenty for the first down. Great effort, and he ends up paying for it.
So Hawaii will get the first down. Another look.
Well, in leaning for the extra yardage, watch Kleneski here as he picks it up. He exposes himself right there. He jumps in, exposes himself, gets sandwiched between the 2 Texas linebackers, and he might be having a hard time getting his wind back. You see they're only 5'10", about 176 pounds. And my guess is that 176 is after a rainstorm.
You know, not only the punishment that the backs have taken and Freitas, the starting quarterback, took, the offensive line for Hawaii was banged up a little bit throughout the fall practice, and they've been together only about a week, and they've taken a little punishment tonight as well. (38-3) Texas leading. That's Eddie Kleneski, who left under his own power after being down on that last play in which he advanced the ball for the first down.
He's done some good things tonight, though. Made some catches, made some nice runs. That was heads up on his part, and I'm sure that had he known that they were offsides, maybe he would have stuck his body in there like that.
It is a first down. 1st and 10. Back to pass. Over the middle.
Nice catch.
Down at the 21-yard line.
Walter Grissom with the catch. Haven't seen much of him tonight, but Grissom goes across the middle, gets his hands underneath the ball. That was an excellent catch.
Little guy, 5'7" senior out of California. So another first down.
Boy, you're right. He is a little guy.
Scrambling for yardage, pushing ahead. Alualu, and that's been the story on him all night. Boy, he has earned everything he has gained tonight.
Well, the one thing you like about him is that the coaches refer to his style as north and south. There's no real funk to him in terms of the sweet feet or moving side to side. He's somebody that goes straight ahead, and you know, it's the sort of thing the coaches like and linemen like.
And he's battled tonight. He had a hamstring problem up until about a week ago before he came back full steam to practice for Hawaii. On 2nd and 5, Howe looking to put the ball up, and it was almost intercepted. The pass intended for Ornelas, but almost picked off.
Dusty Renfro is the guy that should have had that. I always, you know what, I know it's a personal thing, but I always hate to see a number 46 drop a pass. Even if he is a defender. Howe steps up, drills him right in the middle. He's actually looking for the slot back, in this case Ornelas, kind of hand fighting and playing him off, and he never actually saw the ball till the last minute.
So it's 3rd and 5. Ball on the 15. to the 10, inside the 10, and pushed out of bounds close to the 7-yard line. Carter pushed him out.
You know what? And Dewayne, with that carry, his 24th of the night, he goes over 100 yards. Alu, and as you kept saying, earning every one of them. There it is, 24 carries, 101 yards. He certainly had an outstanding night, even if the Rainbows have not.
So they have the ball inside the 10. They place it on the 6. Met immediately.
Well, this is where you got to be at least a little bit creative. Certainly Texas has some reserves in here defensively, but you keep pounding them with Alu. Perfect situation right there for play action on first down, when everybody expects you to hand the ball to number 44. Instead they hand it to him and he gets stuffed.
Put the ball on the 5. 11 minutes, 11 seconds left to play in the ball game. Hawaii trying to get into the end zone. They have a field goal tonight, and that's been it. Ahead again. Alu pushing his way inside the 5.
Now I'm wondering if this is just a deal where they want to let him have the touchdown. I don't know, because as I say, it seems to me that it would be a lot less predictable if they went to the outside. And in truth, as I noted as I was looking down on the field, they do have some reserves in, but there's still quite a few starters defensively. And of course, they don't want Hawaii to get in the end zone because they want those defensive statistics to stay high, particularly points against.
Third down, short yardage. Alu trying to spin his way in, pushing, and he is over. Alu into the end zone for the touchdown.
See, I didn't exaggerate when I said that Texas does not want them to get in the end zone. You saw Carter jumping around with all sorts of histrionics about saying that he didn't get in the end zone. And you got to figure if you're up 38-3, come on, man, relax a little bit. See, indeed, if Alu gets in the end zone, gets stopped there. There he puts the ball over before he's down. It crosses the plane of the goal. Good call by the official. 27 carries, 107 yards, and a touchdown for the senior.
And now the point after. And Oswald puts it through. So they're in the end zone. It's a 38-10 score. Texas out in front.
What's with the bib?
No, I don't want to get stuff all over me. And it's not a bib.
Looks like a bib.
See, a bib is worn by an infant, little baby.
What's your point?
It's not a bib.
The Whopper, now with cheddar cheese, hickory smoked bacon, and barbecue sauce. The Western Whopper at Burger King.
Hawaii into the end zone with a touchdown, completing the point after to make it a 38-10 contest at 10:15 left. Alu going in for the touchdown. A 70-yard drive, 13 plays. Alu with a 2-yard run. He has 107 of Hawaii's 139 yards rushing tonight.
So would you say that he is the lone bright spot? Is that fair to say?
I would go out on a limb and say you're probably right. Boy, what a night. If a running back ever earned a touchdown, he has tonight against this tough Texas team.
This is a different look. I'm surprised here. I was thinking they might go for the onside kick.
They were practicing that yesterday.
Now it's the pooch kick, and he got the fair catch.
And it's Texas possession around the 33-yard line. So Texas will take over. Texas opening this one against Hawaii, and then in 2 weeks we'll play Pitt at Notre Dame on the 23rd of September, and then SMU and Rice
Well, of that group, clearly the game at Notre Dame would be the one that stood out. If they can get by that one as Northwestern did today, then you'd have to like their momentum and their chances in the second half of the season.
Walton in there again at quarterback and swings one out to the right side. He has Adams over there. Adams goes out of bounds.
Now the reason that they got Adams back in is because he's very close now to the 100-yard mark. And if he were to get that 100 yards receiving, then he would tie a Texas record for 100-yard receiving games.
And Ricky Williams in there. He has in the neighborhood of 90 yards for the night.
So the communications are open between upstairs stat people and coaches.
Walton. The give straight ahead to Williams. And he'll pick up some yardage there. He has the first down and then some.
Well, Williams had 90 yards heading in. And now Adams has 5 catches for 98 yards. So there's 95 for Ricky Williams on his 9th carry. So you at home that are still watching can certainly count the 5 yards on his next carry.
But a flag.
Except in this case now it's going to be wiped out because of holding. So go back to 90. It's only 8 for 90. That play never existed.
So Texas will have the football. Looking at a second down. Second and 9. Walton. The give again to Williams, who moves to the right side and picks up a handful, maybe 3. Continues to run with 9:30 left to play. Darrell Wilson reports into the game as Ricky Williams comes to the Texas sideline. 92 yards for Ricky Williams, 9 carries, including 2 touchdowns. The big one, the 65-yard play. Texas looking at a 3rd down. Are dropped on the give to Wilson.
Looked like Hawaii might have been offsides. They were coming with a blitz, trying to anticipate the count. I think they were a little quick.
So Texas will be the beneficiary of this one.
You know, we're talking about Williams and Adams under the assumption that that's what they did. Now they're both out of the game. Hey, partner, you don't have 100 yards yet. You need 2 more yards. I don't know who told you got 100, but you're a little short. And of course, for all we know, it could have been that they just wanted him to run a specific play. But we were under the assumption that they wanted to get the necessary yardage to get the century mark. But they're both short.
3rd down for Texas. They need a long one. Flags go down again. The give goes to Wilson. He's tripped up near first down yardage, but flags dropped once more.
Well, that's Punahoaina, who is trying to get in on the blitz inside. A little too anxious. Watch number 47 fly into the left of your screen. That's a no-brainer. Brian Chapman for Hawaii, defensive lineman, down injured. Take a look at his leg. This is a night for cramps. Doesn't seem like it's that hot, but it's humid enough, and if you're not drinking your fluids, that's where the cramps in the hamstring and the calves come in. You know what? I used to fake hamstring injuries because, you know, hamstring injuries basically happen to really fast guys. Really fast guys. And so on a night like this, I might grab the back of my leg and, you know, come over to the sidelines, you know, and express the idea that, hey, you know, this only happens to thoroughbreds. This is why I'm in pain. And, yeah, right. But I can tell you, Chapman isn't faking, and this is very painful when either your hamstring or your calf locks up like this.
The Longhorns come out of that with a first down. Walton, the redshirt freshman, directing the offense now. Wilson in motion to the left side. Walton wants to throw, but he is dropped for a loss near the 36-yard line.
I believe that's Danny Katoa on the sack. Walton shows his inexperience, or he needed to step up in the pocket instead of roll to the left. He actually rolled into the sack, and the holding by the back in this case will be refused. Watch as he comes to his left. He sees the blitz. Now he should step up, and instead he rolls right into Katoa, rolls right into the sack. Needed to step up in the pocket and make his throw. Part of the inexperience of the young redshirt freshman.
Now the holding penalty declined. Walton out of Bay City, Texas. A little over 8 minutes to play. Texas up 38-10. 2nd and 20. A draw. A couple, but not much more. The good was to Wilson.
Good play on the part of David Tuifua. Wasn't fooled by the misdirection. Makes the stick right there in the middle.
Coleman reports into the game.
It'll be interesting to see here if John Makovic opts to let the young quarterback throw, and I say that only because they're ahead 38-10, but it doesn't give a second or third string quarterback experience just to come in and hand the ball off. He's got to feel the pass rush. He's got to get a tempo for his receivers.
A long count and a whistle.
And he needs to get the ball off in time.
Right. That's the other thing.
Going to be a delay of game.
So we started at 3rd and 21.
Can't get it going when you got the Jim Otto clock. 0-0. John Makovic looking over his play. What do we have for 3rd and 20 plus?
To his right is Marty Cherry, freshman quarterback, and he was highly recruited. Walton back and swings it to the left side. It is incomplete.
Danny Katoa in his face again. Interesting physique for a defensive tackle. Katoa, 5'11", 265 pounds, kind of that fire plug physique. Great for bench pressing and great for getting under people's pads, but not going to bat down too many passes with that height. Give him credit, though. He's been in the backfield, particularly this series.
So punting situation. 4th and long. Taken at the 32-yard line.
Ornelas has to be saying to his own man, hey, it's hard enough to deal with all the white shirts. I don't want to get knocked down by my own guy.
So it's a 38-10 score with 6:37 left to play.
It's helmet crashing.
Dive in, touchdown.
I'm Ron Franklin. Join me as we salute the final year of the Southwest Conference and bring you 80 years of glory in 2 collector's videos you'll treasure for a lifetime. Call 1-800-411-4SWC to get the great days of the Southwest Conference.
With Todd Christensen, Dewayne Staats from Aloha Stadium in Honolulu, a 38-10 contest. What do you do if you're Bob Wagner and you take this game and say, well, we've got the first one under our belts and we survive?
Well, I think that one of the things you have to dwell on is the good things. Alu ran hard. You had some young freshmen that did some good things. You had a little pass rush here in the second half that was good for some people, show a little confidence.
Now back to throw. The intended receiver was Tony Thomas, the sophomore out of Los Angeles. in the game for the first time tonight. And the other thing is you start to give some of your other people a little experience, and Thomas might be one of those.
Well, that's basically what it is. I mean, the game's a wash. Texas is a better football team. You deal with it. You've got 10 more games to play, or 11 more games to play after this, and you can't dwell on this. And as you told me, youth are resilient. We'll bounce back.
Now on a give to Cunningham across the 40 near the 42-yard line.
Looks like the umpire took a tumble. That's been the best play for Hawaii all night, is straight ahead with the fullback. Now Cunningham giving Alua a break. Take a look right here. There's the umpire. Get out of the way. Look out, look out. Oh, no. Ah! Gets caught in the humanity. That happens more often than you think. But he bounces up. Not just youth are resilient, Dwayne.
He is resilient. 3rd and about 2. Cunningham gets the call again. And was stopped. I think he got the first down.
Well, earlier we took a look at Texas's schedule. Now we get a chance to look at Hawaii. Travel to Wyoming next week. Tough place to play in Laramie. UTEP at home. I'm sure that's one that they're looking to win. And then at UNLV and at New Mexico. So Hawaii will get involved in their WAC season early on.
New series of downs for Hawaii. Traditionally, they've been very good. Really here in Aloha Stadium, certainly in September with that mark.
Make that
now looking to pass. The pass broken up at the 50, intended for Thomas, but flags on this play.
Looked like a pretty good play there by Crenshaw, but evidently they say he got there a little bit early. And with regards to that graphic, 14-3 in September, make that 14-4.
Yeah. Take another look. Pass intended for Thomas, and that hit.
Oh, that was a little. Oh, wait a minute. That could have been a little bit late. That's number 55, Stoney Clark, 3-year Letterman at nose tackle, 320-pounder. That extra step is one that they probably should have had back. But they get the interference penalty instead. First down.
Short of midfield. Now scrambling now, looking for a receiver, and finds one at the 38-yard line. That's Harding, and he is bumped out of bounds at about the 23 or 24-yard line.
Well, Harding makes the catch, but Howe is the one that makes the play. He escapes Stoney Clark, and it appears to me that that's who's down on the field injured. Take a look. Here's number 55, just about to get the quarterback. He takes a shot right there on the legs. Howe rolls back, throws across the grain to Harding, who cuts up the field. But again, Howe is the one that makes the play with his mobility.
So Howe comes up with a completion to Matt Harding. Clark is down. 5:18 to play. Texas 38, Hawaii 10.
Stoney Clark, despite his girth, is showing some pass rushing skills, but he pays for it with his own man. Watch as he gets past, and Jonathan Higginson is the man who's going to cut his legs out. And Clark's body was not made to be quite that gymnastic, hence the reason why he was on the turf. Now he walked off under his own power, and he seems to be okay.
A first down on the 23. This is Cunningham picking up yardage. Park on the Texas bench.
Trying to
kind of the poetry man on this Texas team too. Enjoys reading and writing poetry. An interesting combination.
It appears that he also enjoys lifting weights and eating.
Another first down. This one just outside the 10. Just inside the 10-yard line. Brackens again in there on the tackle.
Well, Akins is the one that initially makes the stop. He's the one that took Stoney Clark's place. Akins, of course, is the starter and the strongest man on the team, number 96, a 500-pound bench press. And there you see, I'm very surprised. I don't know what Tony Brackens is doing in this game. 4.5 minutes left and running.
Paul Purdy on that carry to pick up 2 yards. Inside again, and the give goes to Purdy, a junior.
Something that I've noticed here in the second half, and I don't know if it's by design or not, but clearly, you know, the option is an integral part of the offense of Hawaii. I do not believe that Howe has taken the ball out once to run the option or pitch. He's handled the ball every single time, and I'm sure a lot of that because of the fact that, hey, the starting quarterback's hurt. We probably don't want to get this guy hurt either with the score 38-10.
A third down. After the pass, leaves it into the end zone. He was under a lot of pressure. The pass incomplete as Howe picks himself up. And Brackens again still in there and applying the pressure.
Well, here comes Brackens. He's a long way from the quarterback because of the roll, but he beats basically a double team. Right there, just runs over the top of him. Look at the 2 people he beats. See, he fights through the double team and some holding. Actually, 3 guys at the last minute. He got in the face of Howe. Brackens, and as I say, I'm very surprised that he's even in the game at this point. Not just because, I mean, obviously he can still play, and I know he's not tired. But John Makovic and his staff have to be concerned with the idea that there are a lot of games to play, and why take any chances? I mean, it's all well and good to talk about your defense and holding points down, et cetera, but hey, it's 38-10, big deal.
Yep. Making a 17th consecutive start for Texas tonight in this game with a little over 3.5 minutes left to play. Pretty much decided how 6 out of 18 since taking over. He has picked up 79 yards and has had to pay some for that, with Brackens applying a lot of the pressure not only to Howe but to Freitas beforehand. 3:35 to play, 38-10. Texas leading. Reminder, tune in to ESPN2 this Thursday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for the Baseball Across America playoffs. The Northern Division champion Portland Sea Dogs travel to New Haven, Connecticut. They'll face the New Haven Ravens, who finished second in the division. Texas scored 17 of their 38 in the first quarter. Pretty much took control from the very first time they had the football. Now looking to go into the end zone, and he has a man.
Well, that's
touchdown. Touchdown. He got Dylan Meekus.
You know, up until that point, he had been 6 for 18, but he looks to his right, comes back to the left, and puts the ball right on the money. For somebody who had been struggling, that's just an absolutely terrific throw. Barely even looks to his left, puts it right there. Meekus with the catch. Al with a nice throw. Really was.
So he gets his first touchdown pass of the year. He had 6. He threw for 6 TDs a year ago. The point after is down. The kick is up and good. Flags on the play.
Well, I don't understand that. Well, I do understand what the flag is. Brackens jumped off sides. And why you do it at this point, I don't understand.
So it's against Texas. The touchdown pass. 2 touchdowns here in the fourth quarter. Hawaii playing for a measure of respectability in this game.
Notice that he looked up at the scoreboard. This is something that is new over the last couple of years with players on the field. Now after the play, they sprint to the sidelines, look up at the ultravision or supervision, whatever it is, to check themselves out. But then again, he's a youngster and he's excited about it, and why not? He got in the end zone to make it 38-17.
32-yard line. And a give to Clayton, moving to the right side, inside the 30, and finally brought down. It's Jeffrey Clayton, a junior.
Showed some power there at the end, refused to go down. Took about 5 rainbows to put him there. Notice the flap in the back and the pad. Something that both Earl Campbell and Herschel Walker made famous. You see this shirt up just above the pad. That's for the running back, so when they get hit in that spot to protect their kidneys in their what's called the transverse process. Little bones in your back that sometimes are easily broken.
Scarborough in motion. And a look almost picked off. He had a couple receivers on the left side.
Well, he had White on the out and up, and the defense was not fooled, and so he tried to drill the ball underneath to McGarity, but was lucky to get it back. It was almost picked. Walton now 3 for 6 for 61 yards.
So 3rd down coming. Loose the ball on the 28. 3rd and 6. Walton on the give. This is McGarity carrying it close to 1st down territory. Wayne McGarity, a redshirt freshman out of San Antonio.
Texas tomorrow is staying over, getting an opportunity to sample the islands, get to see some of the things that they probably didn't get to see the last 2 days.
And one of their trips will be the Arizona Memorial. 1st down. Ball on the 21. This is White, 15. And driven out of bounds near the 12.
Goes to show how effective the blocking was for White out front, because he caught the ball, spun to the wrong side, and still was able to get 9 yards. Take a look at the AstroTurf in front of him. He's supposed to catch this ball and cut upfield. Instead, he spins to the outside. Look at all the room that he has. It's a good job of downfield blocking by Texas. Interesting to know, when you mentioned the Arizona Memorial, a number of the young people here in their magazine, they stated, "What is your dream vacation?" And there were a number of them that pointed out that their dream vacation was indeed Hawaii. So a chance of a lifetime for some of these 18, 19-year-old Texas kids.
McGarity on this carry inside the 10, 1st down territory. Well, I thought it was interesting when we discussed early Hawaii sometimes thinking that perhaps a visiting team coming into Paradise and sampling Paradise a little too much. But Texas, as we see, the whole Texas pretty much stayed right to business, and we'll spend an extra day and do a little sightseeing tomorrow.
Well, I wonder if that has something to do with the fact that football is big business in Texas. They take it pretty seriously there, don't they?
They do. Particularly, I think, the University of Texas, as it tries to move out of one era and into another one. A little different style of play and trying to regain the elite stature that they had for so long. This pass picked off. The pass picked off.
Carlos Shaw is the one that made the catch. It looked like Walton was looking for a post route. Instead, they went to the corner, and Carlos Shaw did a great job of reading the eyes of the quarterback. Take a look at his eyes. Shaw stayed right with it. Even though the back went to the corner, he stayed with him, and watch him get his hands underneath. Nice catch. Good play by Shaw.
Reminder, Race Day America features more than 8 hours of back-to-back auto racing coverage, including an in-car camera simulcast doubleheader, plus the world premiere of RPM Tonight, hosted by Kenny May. Coverage begins later Sunday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN2. Hawaii with the football. Less than a minute to play. Johnny Macon entered quarterback here in the closing seconds of this game.
Calling his own number, quarterback draw. He knows, he says, look, there's less than a minute left in this game. I'm going to get an opportunity to do something. I called my own number, picked up 9 yards.
It was a 2nd and 1. Coming up next, the NFL yearbook. The 1994 Pittsburgh Steelers featured. So 2nd and 1. Macon rolls to the right side. He'll turn the corner and goes out of bounds at the 34, close to the 35-yard line. 12 seconds left.
So he'll be able to get his name in the paper. 2 carries for 14 yards. Ball. I'm sure that he hadn't counted on even playing, and that man right there has to be pretty happy about what he's seen. They did make some mistakes. They did some things that they didn't like, and of course that man has to go back to the drawing board, so to speak. I think Coach Wagner. No, that's not Coach Wagner. Somebody with the crab pose, showing off those buff bevo muscles.
38-17, the closing seconds. Macon takes the snap. He wants to go to the air, and it was just deflected and incomplete. The pass intended for Agbayani.
Agbayani, the punter by trade. He was open. Giving the ball a little more air, might have had a shot at it.
So the Texas Longhorns 8 seconds away from an opening victory. It has not been an easy thing for them to accomplish over the last 8 to 10 years. But they have won tonight. Macon scrambling and dropped close to the 33.
Well, Texas was
time runs out.
Texas was offside.
On the play. Yep. So Macon get one more shot.
That's what I was going to say. He probably wants one more shot at it.
So
offsides on the defense during the last time down of the half. Penalty will be, the period will be extended for 1 play.
So logically, this will give Macon a chance to show his Hail Mary skills. And looking at John Makovic, I think part of the psychology that he's going to have to deal with his team. Everybody's laughing and having a good time right now. But as I say, this is only 1 game. You can't get overconfident. It's only 1 game.
So Macon, for what figures to be the final play of the night, drops back, rolls to the left. He's looking long, and here it is. The Hail Mary is knocked away and incomplete. Bobble down there. Harding, the intended receiver, and that concludes it. It's all over from Aloha. The final score, Texas 38, Hawaii 17. For Todd Christensen and Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Dewayne Staats. Thanks for being with us from Honolulu. Good night or good morning, as the case may be.
Get